With iRacing's Daytona 24 Hours coming just round the corner, Apex Racing League are hosting our own Raw Before the 24 to give drivers the best opportunity at practicing in these cars round this Daytona Speedway circuit. Welcome to our coverage of it here from the Apex Racing TV esports studio. My name is Sam Fitzpatrick, and alongside me is David Sampson, back for our first studio broadcast of 2025. And David, this should be a really fun race. Solo drivers taking part in this, but it's going to still be a long one for them to be able to get through 2 hours 25 minutes of racing in store.
So this is an actual Raw, because the iRacing Raw is a made-up Raw. This is how it is IRL.
Well, sorts of. In IRL, it's like a practice, basically, isn't it?
Exactly.
But in these cars. iRacing, of course, will be hosting their own one this weekend with the Falcon Tire cars. But yeah, this is as best a prep as you can possibly get for the 24. Yeah,
looking forward to it. A lot of good teams, a lot of good drivers, and always a good combo, especially multi-class here. I know you're a big fan of Daytona.
Oh, absolutely. And we've got, of course, our 2 hours and 25 minutes of racing coming up. 10 minutes away from qualifying starts. It will just be a 10-minute qualifying, 2 laps for the driver set, basically what they'll have for the iRacing 24 hours. And then, yeah, we'll have 2 hours and 25 minutes of solo driving. No faster pairs as well to play for this one. So hopefully the drivers will take it a little bit easy, but I guess it is a one-off event and maybe they'll be more aggressive. I don't know.
Yeah, let's see. The Constantine, everything that can happen in T1, it's sometimes difficult to avoid the mess and carnage that can be caused, but yeah, hoping for a really good race. Let's see.
Absolutely, and welcome to everyone in the chat as well. Hopefully you are going to enjoy the racing today as well. When it comes to these cars, of course, there's been a lot of talk recently about the GTPs and their realism when it comes to particularly their performance. However, it must be said that at least for this event, the GTPs are still very popular. It doesn't seem to have discouraged anyone from taking part, and from seemingly the GTPs and the LMP2s being quite similar popularity, the GTPs, at least tonight, we'll see many more of them.
Yeah, I mean, they're more fun to drive. I'm not petitioning, like, I don't want to get in the middle of this debate, but yeah, they're more fun to drive. So we're seeing a lot of people enjoy them. High grip, high downforce. I mean, they're fast as hell. The bus stop is, I don't know if you've seen from a cockpit, it's insane. If you nail it, you feel like you're not barely slowing down. Yeah, they're hugely popular. I know the LMP2s are going through a bit of a transition now because the tyre model's changed quite a lot, so we're seeing a lot of people either adapt or move to a different class. It's just a little bit more difficult, especially on cold tyres.
Absolutely, and yeah, we'll see how those drivers get on. We have made some predictions for today's race. Now, how confident were you about your predictions?
I'm always confident I will beat your predictions.
Sure, I think that's my record isn't very good.
No, it's not great
when it comes to this.
No. So I'm confident. Yeah, so I always look good.
Sure.
So I'm pretty confident feeling.
Exactly. I think we might be able to get them on screen for those picks. If we get my picks, here they are. We've got Patrick Thompson, of course, former Apex Racing Academy driver. Very, very quick guy. I think like 8K or something. I feel confident about GTPs.
I mean, your picks are brilliant.
Exactly. LMP2, Michael Harfler-Dawson, the bridesmaid on many occasions in the last season of Apex Racing League prototypes. And then GTD, Alessandro Torchio, over 5K, iRacing, solid, very experienced driver, racing GT3 trophy. So that was my pick.
Yeah, I would like to obviously mention that you always pick first. I think it was once.
No, but I said you could copy me.
Oh, okay.
I didn't rule them out. I didn't have exclusivity. But who did you go for?
Well, here's my card. David Chillim. Obviously, we know him a lot from all the league races. Very solid driver. Always finishes. Yeah, so I'm feeling confident with that. Let's see if he can beat your pick, who's very quick. LMP2 Tom Mao. He's a phenomenal driver. We've met him a few times here at the Sim Center doing the Apex Open Day. Solid driver. And as for my GTD pick, I wasn't super... You picked pretty much one of the only drivers I know high-rated that I knew of. I recognised this name, so I did a quick high rating check.
Yep.
and it was high enough that I must recognise him from something hopefully good.
Sure, not that guy who
not that guy, you know.
you off that one time. So
Yeah.
that would be our picks. Let us know in chat if you've got any predictions. We've got a few fans of Aaron Broderick seemingly in chat. Honestly, Aaron was one of the contenders for GTD for me. I was thinking,
It's a strong driver, yeah.
at least I know who he is.
You do.
And I can put trust in him. I know he's not going to embarrass me. So, but in the end, we both did not go for that one. Let's have a look at the weather. We launched the session with a low chance of rain, or unlikely chance of rain, I think is the official terminology. Started off with 15% chance. It's gone up as high as 29% chance of rain for this race. If it is going to rain, it's going to be at the end of the race, which should be the most fun. So chances are it won't rain, but there's a chance, and that could cause absolute chaos, especially if all the pit stops have been completed already at the end. And maybe, do you think it's worth the drivers changing their strategy for splash and dash at the end, so that if it does rain with 20 minutes to go, they maybe haven't taken their last pit stop yet? Or is that too...
It's too difficult to time when the crossover is going to happen. It really is. If you put your strategy around something that far, I don't know. It's very difficult. The most important thing in the rain crossover is just being on the right tyre at the right time. If it compromises your strategy, so be it. The amount of time you can lose being on the wrong tyre is insurmountable. I think that's the word.
Definitely. Well, just a reminder as well, because in just 2 weeks' time, we will have the start of the third season of ARL Endurance. Delta Simtech is the title sponsor for this season, and registrations are open. You can sign up at apexracingleague.com. First round is at Fuji. We've got some really fantastic circuits after that as well. We'll be using the same cars as what are running today with the GTPs, the LMP2s and the GT2s. And yeah, it should be a fantastic series. Live stewarding, got massive prizes. Delta Simtech offering 10 of their display units as prizes. We've also got £1,500 of prize money as well. So just go to apexracingleague.com. You can see the other details and you can register. Please do very soon so you can get yourself secured a spot on the grid. But let's have a look at this track then at Daytona. And we've got a couple of moments as well that we've seen in previous races, but we haven't got a moment for turn one. But it's still formidable on lap one to get through cleanly.
Yeah, every class is slightly different, but yeah, you gotta nail it. And coming off one now, we've now got these 3D curbs through 2 and 3 that makes it a little bit more difficult to go side by side. See a moment here.
Yeah, this was what decided the championship last season in the Apex Racing League prototypes. Unfortunately, the Delatrace cars getting separated, and a familiar instant that we might see today when it comes to that pinch point at the horseshoe.
Yeah, it is a pinch point. It is hard. There's not much traction around the outside, so people are always going to be hugging, and we saw in that instance it just not work.
Bit of a freak instant here, but it does sometimes happen.
It
A driver spearing off.
Yeah, you just can't slow down the pace you're traveling. If anything contacts you and sends you onto the grass, wow. Yeah, it looks like he's doing it intent, but there's just no way of slowing down.
That was in the Racing Unleashed Challenger League, the third challenge at Daytona that we had. Then we got the bus stop, and of course, often we think on the last lap, wait till the run to line. That's not what Francisco Lopez did in the Racing Unleashed GT3 series. He went for it at the bus stop, and frankly, I feel like that might not be a bad strat because the draft in all of these cars is fairly low. And so it might be worth getting it done earlier rather than later.
That was a very committal move, but obviously, as we know, 4 out of 10 times that ends in death for both cars.
And of course, this spin from Marshall Hubert in the Apex Racing League Prototype Championship, losing him the race win at Daytona. That was about a year ago that he made that one, and we won't let him forget.
Oh my God.
But it's a tricky pit entry, right?
Yeah. No, it's a straight line. It's miles ahead. You've got plenty of time to plan for it. Okay.
Well, we have qualifying starting fairly soon, so we'll go to an advert now. And when we are back, we'll be showing you the 10 minutes of qualifying to set the grid for today's race.
Are you struggling for consistency in your sim racing? Does your iRating look like a roller coaster? If so, we have good news for you. The way to get more consistent is to first understand what you're doing differently than the professionals. And VRS is the answer. With our competitive subscription, you will have the telemetry, setups, tutorials, and everything else you need to fully analyze your driving. Our data packs and the ability to compare your driving with the best in the world will show you exactly where to adjust your inputs, change your driving line, and shave seconds off of your lap times. And our powerful and precise Direct Force Pro wheelbase and precision pedals are being used by some of the world's best drivers. All these champions agree that VRS hardware is not just the best on the market, it's also priced well below the competition. So if you're looking to upgrade to direct drive and the best pedals in sim racing, VRS is your answer. If you want to get better, get faster, and make it happen sooner rather than later, you owe it to yourself to find out why so many people are switching to VRS. You'll be so glad that you did. Visit www.virtualracingschool.com and learn why the best use VRS.
Welcome to Daytona. We are in the very, very early stages. The drivers just going out for their outlaps at the moment for this qualifying session. And yeah, 10 minutes of qualifying that the drivers have. 2 laps that they can set, so the smart ones who want to be on the broadcast will probably leave it for a moment. Yeah, most of the drivers will be going out. And it is a solo session as well. Best to recreate the conditions that we'll have for the Daytona 24. How do you usually feel when it comes to the special event qualifying? I mean, is it quite a nervous thing? Because obviously you've been prepping for days and days, but at the same time, when it comes to 24, it doesn't necessarily matter that much in terms of position.
Yeah, just make my teammate do it. I don't have to
Sure.
I don't have to worry as much. Yeah, so my attitude with qualifying's changed over the years. You just put down the lap you can do. I don't really fret as much as I used to. Just, I practice, of course, I prep, and then I just, I don't try hard mode or I don't sweat. I just put down a lap. I make sure I get a banker, then I try and, it's hard to explain, but I don't get as nervous as I used to. Obviously, I suppose in a team event, I'm thinking about that aspect. Of course, you don't want to let people down. Busy old track.
Yeah, well, we'll just have the drivers go out one after the other for this session. Well, I say one after the other. That would take very, very long, but they won't be able to see each other, at least out on circuit. And we've got 12 GTDs today. We've got 6 LMP2s, and we have got 17 GTPs. So, yeah, really good turnout when it comes to the GTP cars. And the drivers making the absolute most of these GTPs whilst they are handling in the way that they are and try and get as much heat into the tyres. We have got strict qualifying scrutiny on, so they can't afford to dip below a certain speed, but they can weave as much as they like, pretty much.
Yeah, so the trick is to just do it in heavier braking zones. So corners like this, if you can slow to like 60, do a bit of weaving and then get going again, it doesn't notice because you're in a corner. You're still quicker than the people that mess up the corner. This is paramount important in LMP2. They seem to have like an advanced tyre model in it in terms of cold tyres. The LMP2 is dangerous on cold tyres, whereas the GTP is just slow on cold tyres. So there's a big difference.
Avery McDonald is in chat. Have fun tonight, fellas. And hopefully Avery does well as well. I'm not sure if this is actually true, but Avery on my screen is currently first. I don't know if we can like stop the count and just announce him as the winner, perhaps. Avery, one of our co-commentators here at Apex Racing TV. So I'd be very much supportive that he keeps that position. However, he is one of the only drivers not out on circuit at the moment, which is a slight issue. So Avery, if you have got any issues, do let us know what is going on.
Yep. Let's see some of these lines at T1. We're seeing a mixture of lines. I imagine in the Merc it's going to be a very tight line. But in cars like the Acura or Lamborghini, you can afford to, head so far to the right that it almost feels like a different corner. Yeah, so we see Aaron here go very tight. Little deep there, yeah, so cost him a bit of time there on the end, missing the apex. Here's the other corner where cold tyres just aren't friendly. That's nice. Full throttle, let it track out. That's nice. Yeah, get over to the left, but then you can let the car drift over to the right under braking because it is. This corner goes. Oh yeah, car gave up the goose a little bit there, so you can be a bit more middle of the track as Aaron's doing here. Yep, looking good. Brake over on the right here, get onto the curb, touch the inside curb, and then let the car just drift out. No, Aris, yeah, definitely not carrying enough speed there. It was too compliant over to the inside.
We'll have our first times being posted very soon. Just 2 laps, remember, so the fast times will come in fairly quick, one after the other. There are just a few stragglers who are late to come out of the pits. They will still have time to complete their 2 laps, though, at the end of the session. Great to see the Ferrari 499P for the first time on Apex Racing TV as well. And it's currently Lars Vatsik, though, on pole position. Apologies, David Schilling on pole position in the GTPs as it stands in that Ferrari. Ferrari 123.
Nice. I'd sure like to be the guy who picked Schilling to be pole. Oh, and my GTD, there you go. Stop the count.
I'm doing all right in LMP2.
We just need Tom Mao to bang in a lap, and I'm taking a photo. Oh, Tom Mao's missed.
Just missed. Oh, it's close as well. 100.
It's got a nice sound to it, the Ferrari. Not quite Ferrari like you get from LMU and AMS2 and stuff, but still nice. I know iRacing's working on its sound. Basically, they don't want to bring fake reverb like the other games do. They want it real.
Sure.
So that's why they've got fake deploy while we wait for real sound. No. That's definitely a 5th gear corner.
Well, this will be Alex's first lap of the session. Still about half. I mean, Patrick Thompson's just crossing the line. Oh no, Patrick's invalidated both of his laps. That's my pick for GTP, starting near the back. As France Shop goes to the top by 2/10 in GTPs. But Schilling beats him by another 2/10. The second lap seemingly much faster than the first. Hafler Darson goes top. Crisp, his teammate though, Volcantech, goes slightly faster.
That is tight top 3 in LMP2.
Tom Mail improving as well. This could well be good enough for pole.
Oh,
it's just short. He was 100 short in the first lap. He was 300 short in the second lap.
here's your guy. Well, not your pick.
Not my pick, no.
Aaron's P2.
He did ask us to be nice about him before the race, did Avery? And I think we will be, as long as he doesn't let himself down.
Yes.
He's currently P11. Will this put him any higher? P10 for Avery McDonald there. Tokyo goes 3rd. I'll take that.
So everyone gets 2 laps.
Everyone gets 2 laps, and pretty much everyone's used them. Avery McDonald's one of the few. Matt Loveridge now goes to top of the GTDs. Driver who we used to see very regularly on the channel back in the Apex Racing League prototype days when they were using the LMP1s. He was a very competitive LMP1 driver, was Loveridge. But he's in the Acura, the only Acura in the GTDs, and he's doing very well.
Yeah, very nice lap. Yeah, he took a bit of a break from sim racing, but I get to race him a lot over the years.
As Kevin Galvin.
He didn't go low, so I assume he's got another lap in him.
No, that's it for him.
Strange.
That is everyone bar the South African, Cameron De Bastos. He's got his webcam on. Big fan of that.
Yep. Sounds like a lot of gear changing going on there. Is that the Cadillac?
He is the one of 2 caddies. PJ Claessens is also in the caddy. And Cameron currently punching above his weight. He's 1.5k. He's ahead of a 3.7, 3.1, 4k. Doing very well as Cameron. Unable to improve on that last attempt, however. And that will be all the laps complete for the drivers. Everyone's done now their 2 laps. And it didn't go very well for me, basically. Patrick Thompson, big surprise. He invalidated both his laps. 8.5k, he's got 3k more, or 2k more than the next highest driver, but he's got to do it from the back of the grid in the GTPs.
That sounds like an excuse why you picked P17 and I picked P1.
Well, but I've got confidence in him.
Good.
I've got confidence in him. He's going to bring it back.
So do I. I like Patrick. I've met him a couple of times. He's a great guy.
But yeah, we will see if he can represent the Acura as well and get to the front of the field. But yeah, it seems like Ferrari domination. Were you sort of expecting...
Nope.
No?
I didn't just DM my team that we should look into this. I promise.
What was your car?
Acura.
Acura.
So I'm hoping Ollie shows a good race. He's P4.
Sure.
But yeah, I'm a bit surprised.
Definitely. Yeah, a really strong showing from the Ferraris there. We've got Ferrari 1, 2, 3, and then 1 in 5th, and a couple more as well. In the top 10, I have just got another couple of minutes until we get over into the race, and once again, it is a 2 hours 25 race. But a shout out to one of the sponsors for this series, Apex Racing Academy. And excitingly, earlier today, Apex Racing Academy launched their Daytona 24 offers. So you can get GTP setups and track guides and data packs for free for Daytona 24. All you need to do is go over to apexracingac.com, follow that link that we've got up on the screen, and once you go there, then you'll be able to put in your email address, and once you do that, you'll be emailed in the next few days with the setups for all of the GTP cars, no matter which one you are running. So really, really useful stuff, completely free of charge, and make sure to take advantage of that really fantastic offer to get the most out of your performance for the big event.
Yes, indeed. Looking forward to this. But yeah, Patrick's going to be rapid from the back, there's no doubt.
He is going to be very, very dangerous from the back. Even the LMP2 field a little bit mixed up as well. Dominic Koroshvan, the Ukrainian driver, back in P7, but he is one of the highest I-rated drivers. But let's have a look at the grid then for this 2025 edition of the ARL Raw before the 24. David Schilling on pole position for the GTPs, followed by Franz Schropp, Victor Claesson in 3rd. Then it's Ole Postrup, Lars Vatzik, David van der Waals, Alex Grundle, Lucas Fink, Cameron de Bastos, Pedro Luis da Silva, Mario Herzog, and Janman Puis. Then we've got PJ Kleissens, Elliot Hankin, Stephen Kernrick, and Patrick Thompson. Actually ahead of Noel at the back of the grid there. Then in the LMP2s, we've got Matthew Crisp on pole position ahead of Tom Mayle. Then it's Michael Harfler-Darson, Ewan Marshall, Arsene Petrusan, Roberto De Filippis, and Dominic Korshevin at the back of the grid. Then in the GT2s, we've got Matt Loveridge on pole ahead of Matthias Vodshow, Aaron Broderick, Alessandro Torchio, Diego Zabalza, Antonio Bretones, Matthew Wright, Anthony Hilton, Callum Gibson, Kevin Galvin, Avery McDonald. Then we've got Sheshanov at the 36th place and Stephen Jesher in 37th. I should have looked at more of the names before trying to pronounce them, and I apologise to everyone.
I think you nailed it.
Thank you.
I would have done... Well, I always do better because I always just pronounce the name I can say, whether it be first name or surname.
Great mix of drivers. A lot of drivers we haven't seen in Apex Racing League before.
Hopefully Franz grids. He gridded, then disappeared. It's almost like he forgot to change his dock, and now he's going to run out of time. Yep.
Oh, man. That's P2 on the grid. So that promotes everyone on the even side of the grid. So Ole Postrup in the Acura will move up into 2nd place now.
Because obviously you can grid as late as you want, but if you grid and you leave...
It's like, oh, this guy's ticked.
Correct.
It's
And if
supposed to be a
everyone's
bit-
gridded, then you
Yeah.
do not get a second wait.
So it's a slightly different start compared to what we usually have in ARL here, where once the green flag goes, the drivers will be able to launch for this race. There's no start zone for this event. So we will see some pretty early launches in the LMP2s and the GT2s.
yeah. The good news is that Franz has learnt that now for the big race, the 20.
Sure. I hate that thing on iRacing, honestly. Because it must just be an iRacing system where it goes, all right, once everyone's gridded,
Yeah.
it's good, and it just ticks you off and then doesn't take into consideration when you get off the grid. So yeah, can catch people out. But here comes Schilling. He'll have the shortest run to defend from anyone, so he should be safe in that P1.
Well, you know, he's not, I don't think he will need to defend it, as such is the way a race start works. He'll have such a good launch that, yeah, I don't think he'll have to worry about defending.
Here we go then. There is Schilling from the pole position. And away we launch. There's a bit of a check-up further back as so few of the GTPs were being left behind. And I think they have caught the pack just at the last moment. But Schilling leads them away ahead of Postrup and Clayson. And it seems like it's a very clean start for him. In the LMP2s, Matthew Crisp, it has held on to the lead ahead of Michael Harper, Darson and Co. Here they come into turn one. It's an Alcantech 1-2, but
Tom Mao
will
looking
it
at
be
tucking in.
a 1-2 for very long? It will be.
Yeah. Tom Mao did have a look there. Nice move. Obviously, 1-2 are teammates, right? Both Alcantech.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Matt Loveridge leading away the GT2s, but there's a spin.
Oof. Yeah, we lost my guy, Matthias Woodsgrove. Let's see what happened there. Whoa, right at the start.
He's got a lot of catching up to. He's not going to have much draft as well for a while. But fortunately not picking up too much damage. Ewan Marshall hasn't had a good start in the LMP2s either. He's down a couple of places. Here comes Zabalza. He's having to go on the defense against Gibson. And of course, one of the big things at this stage, whilst the draft isn't too strong, you still very much want to be in it rather than leading a long queue of cars behind you.
Yep, we have a prototype. I think that's Franz back there, obviously cutting his way through the field because he started from pit road. Schilling with a nice gap there, 7/10. See a change of position there? Maybe a slowdown in the bus. Yeah,
Pedro Luis da Silva, Patrick Thompson at 10 places. But it was a weird start in the GTPs. Thompson gained basically 5 places before the race even started because a lot of the drivers at the back on the inside of the circuit were way behind. Someone.
Oh,
was
Aaron
sleeping.
Broderick has left the building. I think he's had an accident in the bus stop.
Oh dear.
I think.
And there are no faster pairs for this race. So if someone crashes out, that is it. Change of the lead here. Harper Darson moves into the lead now ahead of Crisp, and then really dropped back from Tom Mayle. 2.3 seconds back to Mayle. He's actually lost a place to Korshevin.
Yeah, something definitely happened to Tom. Oh, Arsen's having a quick look. I don't think it's going to come to much. He's going to be on the wrong side. Yeah, no traction.
Trying to ignite his charge up the field right now is Arsen.
Aaron is going again, but yeah, no, he's basically net last apart from the lapper. Loveridge has pulled out a big gap after whatever happened to Woodsgrove. So Matthias, we'll get a replay of that and see what happened, because yeah, it looked like it was out of one. It looks like he's obviously gone side by side, touched the 3D curb and gone careering over the grass is my guess. I'm not a fan. I mentioned it in the track map. At the 2-3, I'm not a fan of the 3D curbs.
Sure.
It makes the track feel 15 to 20% narrower, and not just that. Rather than touching grass or clipping a wall, you now bounce off into the guy next to you.
It's a really dumb section of circuit anyway. Like,
Yeah.
it should just be a straight, really, from turn 1 to turn 3. It's especially when it comes to multi-class, it's a really unnecessarily narrow spot of the circuit.
Looking at Aaron's pace, he's over. He's 4 seconds back from when I just reported. Change of the lead? Well, we'll see, side by side. But
I mean, this is almost like a cycling race, but this doesn't usually work in the LMP2s, does it? Because the draft is so weak that sort of one going ahead of the other, slingshotting one another. I'm not sure if that's going to work particularly well.
I am not sure. I mean, there is some draft. You're able to follow close. It's long enough. It depends. They could be taking turns lifting at the bus stop. I have no idea. They might just want to secure a 1-2.
Well, Tom Mail is catching up to them very quickly. So whatever they're doing at the moment is losing them time. Here comes Sam Cameron.
Well, if Tom Mail's catching them, that answers your question. It just means they've each made a mistake, and both times they've swapped position, is my guess.
Yeah.
Both made a mistake at the bus stop, and they swapped.
William in chat desperate to see David Schilling.
Yeah,
current
1.4
race
second
leader.
lead. Why does the name Ole
Ole
Postrop ring a bell?
I think he raced for Sim Race Sweden in the ARA Porsche Cup, I want
Okay.
to say.
Yeah, the name rings a bell. So David Schilling, my pick, very strong driver. Every league race we've covered, always very strong.
Of course, raced in ARL GT3 Trophy. David Schilling actually started the season as a Pro-Am and then finished, I think, 5th overall. And was quickly promoted to a Pro. His iRacing is only 3.8k, but he is 6-7k in terms of pace.
Yeah, some changes of position here in the gaggle we're watching.
Yeah, PJ Clyson's involved in this. One of the few Cadillacs. And he's alongside, he's going to have to go the long way round on the second horseshoe. And he looks pretty good for him, but he gets a little bit on the grass. Just falling slightly behind his rival. But now he is ahead, is PJ. Very nice move there. He's up to 9th place. That's 4 places higher than where he started.
Aaron Broderick is in chat, and let's just say he's not a fan of the bus stop. Yeah, I mean, lap 1, cold tyres. It's best to fear the bus stop and just think about your fuel and tyres.
Change for second place. Zabalza on the inside, and he's got that one.
Oh, he just did defend it.
Dive back on the inside. We've almost got 3 wide. Now we've got some blinking as well. Zabalza is going to lose back out on this one. It's right who
Yeah, I'm
leads.
not sure about. He had it done. He did all the hard work. He just had to then stay left. But he opened up the line, probably assuming that was it.
And he might lose another place because Torquio's got up the inside and a bit wide as well. This is brilliant news for Loveridge. They're all tripping over one another as it stands. Britones is hoping that something's going to kick off. He's keeping a calm face at the moment.
Yeah, Loveridge with a big gap, Schilling with a big gap, and Harford-Darson with his teammate. They are inviting Tom Mal back into this way too quickly.
That's some changes for second place. Postrup now ahead of Clayson. 2 places from his start. They are both Swedish drivers, but no team affiliation, these two.
I appreciate this Honda livery on the Acura. HRC Honda. Whoa, that Ferrari. Got some very difference in aero configurations going on there.
And swoops around the outside. He's a bit wide here, though. He's going to have to get out of the throttle.
probably
That could be a
slowdown.
slowdown.
Yeah, it's
And
just
it is a
not
slowdown.
worth it. Just save fuel and now your exit.
The drivers are limited to 20 instants for this race. And so any that you do use could be costly in these early stages. And he drops down to 5th after fighting for 2nd. It means that Patrick Thompson's now into the podium places from last.
Yeah, we see a 3 wide here. Could we? Caddy's going to send it. Yeah, Caddy's sending, and he gets it stopped. Brilliant.
Excellent work. And PJ Clayson's, he's storming his way through. There's a 10-second post-race penalty for Alex Grundel. I also got rain. It is raining.
Let's go.
Wow. Well, this is what we want to see.
Yes, it is, Sam. More rain in league
Well, it
racing.
stopped raining, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean,
we
it's
had
just-
2 seconds of rain.
This is what I mean. It does enter from a certain side of the
Yeah.
track. It's we got an off.
Oh, and that's for position. That's Postrup from seconds.
Oh, he's lost the front of his car. It is over. He doesn't know it.
And that could be down to the rain, but I seriously doubt the grip would have actually changed because of the rain so far. It takes a couple of laps. It's actually got a cone as well. You can see in the mirror. That's picked up.
Oh, yeah.
But that's basically the end of his day, right?
Is that a cone? Or is it part of the
Oh, no, it is part of the car. I need to get used to this car.
All right, some replays coming in. So this, 3D curbs.
Oh,
yeah. Yeah, that's just
got hooked on it, didn't he? And he couldn't get back on.
Yeah. Yep, this is what I talked about. This is the thing I hate, but you... And this is... wait. Aaron didn't lose it at the bus stop. He lost it under brake bias. Yeah, that's not the bus stop. That's a shame to see.
Oh, so much.
Oh, so that's what happened to Tom on lap 1.
He is back with the leaders, though. Here they are. Plus an GTP as well. But yeah, we did not think the rain would come this early. We thought if it was going to rain, it would be later on in the race. But it shouldn't be too bad. This should just be a passing shower. I don't know if we could get some more
the cross
to our ears.
2%.
2%. So yeah, it's just a cloud.
I mean, the crossover is miles away anyway. This is...
It needs to rain for at least 3 laps, right? But,
for them to feel the effects, but then maybe 5 more for him even to think about doing something. And it depends on the rain intensity. There's quite... Wow. But if we go far chase, this will look dry.
I'll say this now so that you don't get angry at me. That next week we've got GT3 Trophy, first round of that, and I did do the weather for that, and it is 0% chance of rain.
It's fine.
But we've got some rain here, so...
Wow, that is really starting to...
But is that just graphics?
No, I mean, that looks like a lot of spray for a little dusting of shower that started 40 seconds ago. But let's see, it's lap times and grip levels. Bus stop as well. End of the day, the bus stop's a limiting factor here. Like, if you can't make it, it's... But they're going to be on the dry line. Like, it is surprising to see.
I think it's a bit more wet here. I don't know.
All right, here's what happened to Ollie Bostrom.
Oh, it was with a... Well, he's just sent it, hasn't he? I think that's going to be Ole's fault.
Yeah, that was dumb. Sorry, but that was, like, uncommitted.
Got hit by a Porsche
I don't
as
think
well.
he would have made the corner on his own, to be honest. I think he would have hit the grass on the outside. Yeah, it's...
Not sure who this Porsche was who was super unlucky. It was either Galvin McDonald's. It was Avery McDonald, yeah.
So Matthew Wright, that's Saber, who was in chat earlier. Saber Sim, who was
Okay.
agreeing with you about hating Daytona.
I was thinking it was the guy who hosts the topical news show on Channel 5.
Oh, no.
But, no, I'm wrong on that one. But no, yeah, that's cool.
Thomas Cope said GT3 trophy is giga fun. Still have my trophy sat behind me. Let's go.
Great to hear, Thomas. By the way, sorry, Thomas, for not going into Porsche GV. Sounds like I'm gloating, because I did. But I'm genuinely sorry about that one, Thomas. Messed up by, I think, about 200s or something.
Right, we've got GTPs and GT3s, which is, especially with these new LMP1 additions, is not going to be a problem. I am surprised to see that much spray.
So, rain, you know what? There's a decent chance of rain throughout the race now, so it's basically going to decrease the chance of rain as the race goes on. So we might get to wet tyres, but it is not certain by any means that this rain will continue.
Is that currently 83% or 83% humidity?
No, it says 3% rain, but
3%.
I don't think that's accurate.
Yeah, I mean, the iRacing statistic thing is very hard to read. Yeah, I'm surprised how fast it's sat.
Shop has had an issue, has he? Very nice. Yeah, I think he may have made a mistake. Good shot. But yeah, it's Schilling has been caught by Patrick Thompson. Well, this is a race for them, but it's mainly for us, this one. Schilling, who led the way. And I mean, Patrick did not look good in qualifying at all, in practice either. but he is rapidly catching up. Their lap times are still good. Patrick's just set the fastest lap of the race, so there's no pace deficit. And I know for people who aren't familiar with iRacing, they might think, but it's wet. But it always looks a lot wetter than what it is, so you have to take it with a grain of salt.
Yeah, you really just got to use your force feedback to help judge.
Postrup with a penalty, 5-second post-race.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't even. I don't know what it was. I say he wouldn't have made the. He wouldn't have actually made the corner on his own. Oh, we have our PJ spun.
Oh, he was having a good race as well, and that
he's
is
now
not attached.
No, he's got 3.5 wheels and no rear of the car. It's over, son. Right, when we see our first rear end kick out in the bus stop, you're going to see a lot of pit stops.
I'm not seeing any personal best sectors from anyone on this lap. I wonder if it's just starting to take effect. I mean, from my experience, racing in the LMP2s in the wet, it tends to take, yeah, like you said earlier on, three laps for you to feel it.
Oh.
And then another 3 laps. So he's gone to second place now as Callum Gibson. Now,
you can't join there, can he? I don't know. Yeah, he's going to get a huge penalty if you do that. You've got to go back. So I think iRacing's going to give him the... You've cut... Not, I know it's a rare penalty, but I think it's like...
Oh, you can see how distraught he is on webcam. He's been told he's got something, and he's shaking his head.
Yeah, I mean, he can't shake his head. You got to go back from whence you came. You turn around and drive back. You can't cut.
Okay, these guys, I think, are starting to lose time. Oh, and he's off. And I think that is it is losing grip now.
I don't think that was a dive bomb.
After Darson, he's probably going to let Mill pass Mill, getting close to him to show how annoyed he is. But the grip is decreasing. They are about 2 seconds slower than what they were doing earlier on. The leaders, Patrick Thompson was 1 point. Patrick Thompson's gone off the circuit. Patrick Thompson's lost... Did he ever take the lead, Patrick Thompson? No, sorry, I thought he took the lead, but no, he was always behind. But yeah, they are now losing 1.5 seconds, 2 seconds a lap. So we are a couple of laps away now from the crossover point, if the rain continues, which is not a certainty.
Yep, got to keep our eye on the good drivers, because obviously the more you're struggling in the sim, the more you're definitely going to struggle with the rain. Doesn't mean the crossover.
And look at Koroshavin, the Ukrainian driver who we are not familiar with whatsoever. Wasn't looking that good earlier on, but he is storming along right now, is Koroshavin. He's really strong, and he might take the lead. But he's squeezing unnecessarily close, it must be said.
Yeah, and weaving up and down like it's a NASCAR. Oh, he's gone. Wait, is he coming back? Wow, okay. But there's no space out there. Oh, well, no.
So is Van der Waals going to come in for wet tyres? I'm having to change my live timing now to get the tyres on.
Quite a photo. It looks like he's behind, bubble wrap.
We have got Elliot Hankin on the wet tyres. Callum Gibson has come in for wet tyres in the GTDs.
But unfortunately, that was an awful move from Dominic, unfortunately, who we were watching. Yeah, he forced his point on 3D curbs with 0 overlap, and I think he caused an incident.
Well, fortunately, Chris didn't lose too much time, but yeah, the gaps to the others has decreased. His Schilling still leading the way. Thompson not too desperate to go for the move. He was catching rapidly beforehand. David Van der Waals on the wet tyres.
Yeah. What's the lap times?
They're now... it's all evened out a bit now. They're still 2 seconds slower.
Yeah, I'm not sure I'd box yet. But then again, I'm not driving it. Really, as I say, this track has... you've got T1 and the bus stop, which are quite tricky, as you've got to cross the wrong line. You can't just stay on the wet line. You have to cross the low grip portion. And when it gets to the point where it's too dangerous... See, these boys are still braking on the dry line, so it suggests there's plenty of grip out there.
So the Olcantec are coming in. Now it's been the LMP2s who have actually been losing the most amount of time. After Darson's got a penalty for an incident with the 277, so that's with Tom Mayle. And I think that was at the second horseshoe, and that's well deserved because he absolutely speared into him.
Oh,
This is how close
that's what I said. That stupid 3D curb. because you lose so much time and then it kills you. Thanks. Thank you.
Callum Gibson involved in this one. Oh, he's just been squeezed. Well, he sort of caused that instant from the start.
So this guy gets it. Oh no, he's going to get a pen anyway. Doesn't matter. You might as well carry on from where you are.
So half a dozen. And this was definitely when the track was getting less grippy.
Yeah, but even though I suggest it shouldn't be a penalty because it's the rain, that's not. It doesn't matter, right? Like if it's a skill issue or a wet issue, it's the same outcome, right? So.
Korshavin had his. Well, I don't think Korshavin necessarily did that much wrong in that case. He was. Oh, Schilling's off. And has he collided with Thompson? He has.
Did they go side by side in the bus stop in the wet? I want to
And
see a replay of that.
Is Clayson's going to take the lead? Well, Thompson keeps the lead for now. But where is Clayson's? He's catching very, very quickly. He's not going to quite be on them, but there could be damage for Thompson. And of course, there are no faster pairs, remember. Here's Schilling. What a good drive it was up to that point.
Hey, Jason in chat. Yeah, well, they're braking on the dry line, so yeah, it's fine. Schilling's damaged. Yeah, Schilling's done.
Huge shame for David Schilling. Pole position and leads for the entire race so far.
Right, let's yeah, we'll get a replay of that. We didn't see what initiated it, but I mean, were they side by side in the bus stop? You'd think not.
Pace is continuing to get a little bit slower. In the GTPs, they're now 4 seconds slower. The wet, there are a couple of drivers on the wets, but we haven't got a representative time yet from them. In the LMP2s, I think the Alcantech guys are slower, but we're going to get another lap here. Korshavin in the lead on the dries just did a 41.
The track.
Crisp does. Oh, that was on his out lap, so we haven't got a representative time yet.
I'd say there's portions of the track that are not raining now, from what I saw.
Oh, you know what? Crisp is losing like 7/10 a sector. So unless it rains,
Yeah.
Alcantech have messed up and it's not raining anymore.
Just from eyeballing it, I've done a lot of rain driving. It looks still too early.
And I mean, if it's not going to keep raining, cut your losses. They've got to pit now for
They're
Joe.
full send in the bus stop. They're going over curbs. They're braking on the dry line. So we're not there yet. And unfortunately, those wet tyres, if you're wrong and you're wrong for 4 or 5 laps, then the tyres are done. Even if it starts raining, you're going to be done.
This lap's a bit better for them, to be fair. No, you know what? On this lap, they are matching the leaders. They were slow on their out lap, but this is a bit better.
All right, so this is the Patrick.
Oh, Schilling. Oh, no, it's all Patrick's fault.
It
It's
is.
all Patrick's fault.
Schilling had to show for traffic and... Yeah. Yeah, there was GT3s there. Yeah.
Yeah, so as though Patrick didn't even know that there were GT3s ahead.
Well, there is spray, but I don't know. But then again, obviously, I mean, it's 0% Schilling's fault, but obviously, I don't know. No, I'm not finishing that sentence. Yes, it was Hunter and Patrick's fault. But yeah. What I was going to lean on is you want to time the bus stop so you know one behind you. But then I remembered he had Patrick behind him, so he still can't just...
He couldn't lift off before
Correct,
the corner.
yeah, that's why I
Patrick
stopped talking, yeah. Wait, I see very lightly wet, so has the track been declared wet? Am I hearing?
So the lap times are getting slower and slower. So the GTPs for a while were 2 or 3 seconds lap slower. Now they're 5 seconds slower.
Yeah, if the track has been declared wet, then yeah, you've got like... And it's still raining, you've probably got 2 laps.
In the LMP2s, the drivers on the wet tyres are still slower than the drivers on the dry tyres. It seems like the LMP2s is where the most amount of
I
time
swear it's
loss is
not
coming.
raining here. From the oval to the bus stop to 1, it doesn't look like it's raining. Here it is.
Does it matter much, though, if it's raining here?
No,
Because
true.
I guess it's the infield which is going to be the time.
See, as it stops there, yeah, there's no rain.
Thomas Cope saying that Patrick couldn't see, he didn't see the...
Yeah,
didn't see
so I
the
figured-
GT3s, so.
Yeah, I said spray can be quite bad. On Far Chase or TV cam, it looks like it's so easy to see. But in cockpit cam, if you're close, yeah, all you see is a big mist cloud.
Britones with an issue, I think. He's just lost a place to Zetcher. Two McLarens switching places.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't look like it's wet there from sun.
Oh, the car behind him, though. Oh, that's in the wall. Well, did that look wet?
I don't think that was a rain issue.
So that is Mario Herzog in the wall. Well, he may as well pit for wets now. Well, I mean, well, that car's cooked. I get so used to faster pairs. I'm like, oh, just pit. But no.
Looks quite small, doesn't it, when it's like that? Oh, yeah, I think his front left's just collapsed.
These Pistanda Nomad drivers have stuck with one another from the start, but they're both doing well still. We've got Stefan Zecker past Britones further back for P5. Here they come. Britones has had a couple of iffy laps. Yeah, he lost 3 seconds in the last lap, did Britones. I wonder if he got a slowdown. And he's now behind Zetcher as well.
So Victor Klessen's only 1.2 off of Patrick Thompson. We don't know obviously how much damage Patrick's got.
Part of this damage is going to be a 20-second stop and hold. That is a big penalty. That's
the biggest one apart from a DQ, right?
Yeah, like 40 seconds lost, but 50 seconds lost. You can take tyres though, but I don't know what that'll be converted into by iRacing. Will it be like a 40 seconds on top of his pit stop?
Correct.
Something
it
like
will
that.
just, even if he services, it will just add 40 seconds to his pit stop. He'll just stay stationary after the before the service. Avery smiling away.
He's got. I like the race suit. I like the race suit. I'm not sure what the next race Avery is broadcasting is on the channel, but do make sure to subscribe to Apex Racing TV and catch his very good voice. Always like working with Avery.
Okay, so everyone's still, dry lines are still in use.
But kind of very gingerly through that. And Thompson is into the pits. Now, is this going to... I guess it'll still be the stop and hold. I guess it has to be the stop and hold, yeah. He doesn't even have a choice. Apparently, according to Thomas Cope, he'll take 45 seconds if he does take tyres. But no, he's staying grounded, just taking the penalty.
Well, he'll probably take fuel. Well, you think he's doing it service free? No.
Well, otherwise, if he takes any service, it will add 45 seconds to the time, right?
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, of course. Was
that wide there for right, or maybe he was fine?
I've always wanted to test, if you get a service penalty, come in, stop, serve the service penalty, drive forward half an inch, reverse half an inch, bam, tyres and fuel. I've always wanted to try it, but you can only really, I should just try it one time.
Thomas is listening. If he can relay that information to Patrick soon enough. I mean, it's his best bet at getting a decent result. He's quick as Patrick, but I don't think he's going to make up.
He's very quick.
Well, I don't know. He could make up 45 seconds. I wouldn't be shocked. He went from last to first in 10 minutes.
If the rain keeps coming, of course he could, yeah. Oh, he's in chat. Decided to take fuel. I have repairs I need anyway. Okay, so he's just going to collect some repairs, get some fuel, serve the penalty, and then...
So he'll be a lap down. And he comes back up.
Right, so Torquio going over the white line there. Suggests still not there yet. Spray still only mid-height. Let's see.
Well, the Orcantech guys are struggling.
Oh,
Mal.
Sabre off.
Oh, no. I was looking away. Matthew right in the wall.
Yeah, so I think he broke half on the dry, half on the wet line, and yeah, he towed. That's a shame. So yeah, there can be differences in grip levels. If you brake on half your car on one and half on the other, then your car can snap, unfortunately, if it locks.
Oh, what a performance on this guy. Dominic Koroshavin qualified. Didn't even do like a qualifying lap.
Look at that photo. Damn.
It's a nice photo.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need that photo. I'm going to watch the stream back and see if I can recreate it.
So Thompson's back out on the dry tyres, so he could have taken wets.
I still think, yeah.
I know, I feel like if you're a lap down, you may as well just go for it, right?
Yeah, but he is going for it. Still don't think it's wet tyre territory.
Sure. Well, he's over a lap down now, so he'll probably just be making laps, but still decent practice this. I mean, could well have this situation in a week and a half. Tom Mayle probably looking quite good right now in P2. Maybe doesn't want to force the issue on Korshavin. We'll fancy his chances maybe if it dries up later on. Got very close for the lead now in the GTPs. It's Clayson's leading ahead of Vatsik. These guys started in 3rd and 5th, respectively. And they are a long way clear of Lucas Fink in 3rd. And really, we've only got now the top 9 running competitively are the GTPs. The rest, the other 8, have all had significant issues. And Clayson's had an issue now, and he's off. Vatsik leads, and Clayson's maybe. Oh, and he's spun it as well on the curbs. Oof. And he doesn't want to rejoin on the racing line. And he's, well, he had a big gap against Fink, but he's going to lose 2nd place as well to the Ferrari. And that is how quickly it can change.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I mean, yeah, when I'm sat here in the booth all warm and dry and no stress, when I say, oh, it's not ready for wet, I am in no way meaning it's not dangerous out there.
Well, yeah,
I'm
no
talking
doubt
in pure
5 seconds a lap. Yeah.
I'm talking in pace terms and stint terms. It's difficult. You want to make sure you're on the right braking line with the right braking pressure, keeping the wheel straight, yada, yada, yada.
So, Vatsik crashed as well.
Oh.
So we've lost another leader in the GTPs. Vatsik,
maybe
I saw
he
just
overreacted. Right, we'll get a replay.
Fink now from 15 seconds behind a moment ago, and Vatsik's had a huge crash. I wonder if that's at the kink, or maybe the corner after the kink.
Or he's just reacted like he saw the guy spinning and either lifted off or overbroke or...
We'll get a replay of it. This is, I mean, this is the type of wet racing that we want, right?
Yeah.
Like, full wet is one thing, but it is these changeable conditions.
Because the cream will rise to the top. Literally.
Yeah.
It will.
So Tom Mayle.
Okay, so my GTP pick, dead. My GTD pick, dead on lap 1. My LMP2 pick is coming.
Yeah.
Here he is.
Well, pretty much both of us have done awful on GTP and GTD.
Yeah.
So it comes down to LMP2, and right now...
You're getting a pen, mate. Your guy took my guy out. That's a penalty there.
And to be fair, you're right.
Yeah.
Well, right now, Patrick is gaining 3 seconds a lap on the leaders. Unfortunately, he is about 2 minutes behind the leaders.
Yeah, but long way to go, mate. He will be back in this. 100%. He's not just 3 seconds lap quicker. His mistake ratio is going to be a lot lower in these changing conditions. Well, as long as he looks in the bus stop.
Yeah. Tom Mayle, we've got some replays. And... He didn't touch the curb, to be fair.
Yeah, he just didn't open... that's easy to do in the dry. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just had some input in on to be honest, if from watching that, you always want to lower your traction control in the wet. Most people go up because it feels like...
So here's Vatsik. So it was the corner after... Yeah. Well, I mean, it's possible to...
I've done that in the wet.
That yeah.
He's just too far to the left under braking. I've done that before, mate. You don't go anywhere. There's nothing works. Steering, braking. That's it. I've done exactly that before. So
low run off around that. And yeah, Lars in chat saying that was a nice half lap lead. Unlucky, Lars. It's tricky up there. It's treacherous. And yeah, look forward to seeing you back on the channel at some point. So now we've got a leading trio in the lead of the GTPs, but here's a battle in the GTDs. Stephen Zetcher behind Torquay. So actually, no, my GTD pick is still doing well. As we have a change for the GTD lead. Fink, has he made a mistake? He has. And we've got another leader. It's Clayson's back in the lead again. It's Monaco 82-esque right now, with no one wanting to lead.
Yeah, so what I'm suspecting killed Sabre was the traction control. It just kicked and that's it. You can't throttle save it. Because once that TC kicks in, and the car starts to edge, Matt would have gone right and throttled, knowing to save the car. But unfortunately, the TC's engaged, no throttle for you. So you just end up slow-mo dying. It happened to me at Spa, exact same situation. Wow. I forgot how hard Daytona 24 was.
Yeah.
When rain dropped, it was moments before the Daytona 24, and it was such... I think I slept for 4 days after it. It was
Well, there was
such
a Daytona 24 wasn't wet last season.
Oh, wait, I'm thinking about that Potato Nation.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, I did that special, the community event that was just after rain drop, which was 24 hours of Daytona, and it was like raining for 9 hours or whatever. Okay.
So here's the...
Oh,
he didn't hit the wall.
man.
Just that
Look.
little ridge. So tricky if you're off that
Yeah.
ridge. The lead is now in the GTPs are 8 seconds off the pace. It went from 2 seconds to 5 seconds, now 8 seconds slower than what they were doing earlier on. So it does seem to be getting even more wet. In the LMP2s though, the wet tyres have not worked for the Architect guys. They are slow right now, 3 seconds slower than the drivers on the dry. They've got slower rather than the dry runners getting faster. So I think their tyres are just burnt out. And they're going to have to make a decision eventually whether to go with another set of wet tyres or to go for some slicks. But it is incredible the amount of time you can lose. They're now over a minute off the lead. Whilst these guys happily going on with their dry tyres. And maybe... or was that wide? I think they may have been changed. Korshovin's back in the lead. Tom Mayle running wide at T1. And Korshovin leads now in the LMP2s again.
Can we see the cars, the manufacturers on the stand? I just want to see if there's a standout wet car. For selfish reasons.
Well, the Ferrari's doing very well.
Yeah, it really is.
Maybe you should go for the BMW.
No. Thank you. Even if BMW reach out and pay me. Okay.
Here comes Zecher on Zebalza. 4 different manufacturers in the top 4 in the GTDs. We've only got 1 Acura, and it's Loveridge, and he is leading right now.
Yeah, I mean, all those top 8 cars are good in the wet, manufacturer-wise. LMP2 is good in the wet, and I don't really know much about GTP wet. I just assumed Acura was the best in the wet because of the traction, but yeah, I think I've only ever done Porsche in the wet.
We haven't discussed the wipers for a while in iRacing, but they still do nothing.
No, you need them now. 100%.
Oh, you do need them? Okay.
If we
I
could
haven't
get Stephen
driven
to
in the
turn
wet.
off his wipers just for a moment, thank you. And then, no, yeah, you need them now. I'm an anti-wiper guy, like I always was, but now, yeah, nowadays you've got to.
Oh, look at this, the GTDs are overtaking the LMP2. What's going on? Is that one of the... that's... Yeah, they're through. Who is that?
He got the move done.
Is that Matthew...
I think he's got...
Rennsport? No, that's De Philippis.
Something's wrong, yeah. He's got damage, maybe, because he's going very, very slowly.
He's on the dries, it's De Philippis, but yeah, he's 7 seconds off the pace.
LMP2 send in GTP. Welcome to the jungle.
Yeah, De Philippis is off the pace, but he has been lapping several seconds faster than GTD.
All right, here you go.
So I'm not sure what's
Thomas
going on.
Coper said if we go to cockpit of Patrick, he'll tell Patrick to turn off his wipers. Let's do it. All right.
Okay, this is a good... Well,
Yeah.
there'll be a delay, but
Yeah,
we might have to stick with him.
But the
for
problem is, didn't he crash in the bus stop due to lack of visibility?
True. But there shouldn't be anyone around him, hopefully, when he gets there.
So he's going to get the message, race controls requested you turn off your wipers as a penalty.
Yeah. Yeah, you caused one incident. We know.
Oh, wipers off.
Lines.
Oh, I suppose he...
Oh, this is the dry bit.
Yeah, it does look very dry. Yeah. Yeah, very dry. Yeah, no wonder out on dry is look at this portion of the track. But it still saves you a bit of FPS, not as much as it used to though. Right, there's no rain.
Don't know if we could get another rain update. We did get one a few minutes ago, and
Yeah, it's just not
I
raining.
think this band of rain may have passed. There was a band of rain which was coming across, and maybe we're past it. There's a bit of rain still here.
Yeah.
But we'll keep an eagle eye whether the lap time starts to improve. They are getting, you know what, they are better. They were, the GTPs were in the 38s earlier on. They're now into the 35s.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely dry now. Even the spray looks a lot lower.
And the LMP2s were in the 43s for ages. They're now in the 41s. Tom Mail has pitted, though. I guess they've got to pit now. And Grundle is now the leader of the GTPs. Because Clayson has crashed. So Clayson's already made a couple of mistakes, but this is another one. Oh, he lost another GTP leader. It's at the second bus stop again. Second horseshoe, apologies. It is such a tricky breaking point, and there's so little margin because once you miss the circuit, you are destined for the wall, and that will be the end of his day.
This is the tough decision. Wow.
So this is how many GTPs are behind. The
Wait, is LMP2's leading?
no, so
Oh, I see.
So we've still got
Yeah.
yeah, but
Gotcha.
you can see Harpler, Darson, Crisp, and Philippus there.
Yeah.
But you can see Schilling, Herzog, Puis, Vatzik, and Hankin, and Clayson all out in the GTPs at this stage of the race. Zetcher has moved up into second place now. He's been very good in the wet. He's now up 11 places. The LMP2s have run out of fuel. They have about 40 minutes of tank capacity, and they have reached the end of that. And they're all staying on the dry tyres. And Michael Harpler-Darson has changed to the dry tyres as well. He's now almost a lap down, is Michael Harpler-Darson, because he went for the wet tyres when it wasn't wet enough.
Yeah. Well, so this is the tough call, right? What's the defining answer here? Michael Harpler's a lap down, okay? But 6 people died from making the right decision.
But not in his class.
Okay, fair point. Oh, jeez. He's forgotten now.
Yeah, he needs to get used to
Yeah,
the
yeah.
dries.
But you get, sorry, the point I was trying to make. It's difficult, right? Do you crash making the right decision? In the
Sure.
24.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And yeah, it is different for this compared to the 24.
Because it looked like, especially in GTP, the chance of death was very high.
So the forecast is that there's probably going to be some more rain later on, but it's not certain, and it probably won't be as heavy as what we've had so far. And you can see now we're starting to get a dry line on the circuit. So those who stuck with it. So Van der Waals, who pitted for the wet tyres not that long ago. No, it was a while ago, to be fair, Van der Waals. But yeah, anyone on the wet tyres now, they've got to change back to the dries. It's only going to dry out from here.
So do we have an inkling, do we have a weather report yet for the Daytona 24, whether it's going to be wet like this, or do we know anything?
I think we've got one for the 24 now.
I suppose it's usually a week before, a little early, I suppose.
Yeah, I guess it's once the official series is there. Van der Waals is back into the pits now. He was the highest placed driver on the wet tyres, and he's going to change back to the dries.
Look at that photo. Is it bubble wrapping? Like something in front of the photo. It's strange.
Yeah, it's very, very art house.
So staying on the dry
Olympus
tyres.
esports driver, of course, being supported by Thomas Cope, I'm sure. So Thomas Cope saying band of rain on the radar. Yeah, we did get an image from our producers about the rain. So, yeah, to be fair, like, we are still in the band of rain. But, it's not raining. But yeah, I guess it's just patchy enough that we're going to have a period of dry, and then it might start getting a bit wetter again later on. Korshevin, 7/10 ahead of Tom Mail. Doing a very good job on his first ever Apex Racing League event. Hopefully we'll see more of him in the future. And of course, we may well have more races similar to this in future over the next few months, because we have got the return of the Apex Racing League Endurance Championship. This season sponsored by Delta SimTech, and sign-ups are open for that. That's over at apexracingleague.com, where you can find more details. Of course, broadcast on Apex Racing TV, £5,000 worth of prizes at stake, including 10 Delta SimTech display units, each worth 300 quid. So do make sure to check out apexracingleague.com and sign up your team, because it should be a really, really fun season coming up. Lucas Fink has come into the pits as a German 1-2-3 at the moment.
Yeah, I did notice there's a lot of German Ferrari drivers in this race. It's been a very popular car. But it is its debut on Apex Racing?
It is, yep. First ever race on Apex Racing TV, I think, even. Well, so shop into the pits as well. They're not limited on fuel, so I think this is just as far as the fuel tank goes for the GTPs. We should be seeing the GTDs go another 10 minutes yet, because all the LMP2s have already made their pit stop. Shop has got wet tyres on. Now, I don't know if that's something that's going to change. I hope it changes, because I think that's an incredible choice if he's done that.
Yeah, considering he's waited for the driest portion of the rain. Unless it's just on the... Yeah, I mean, even if it looked like the heavier rain's coming, it's...
He's gone for wets. So he had to make a pit stop anyway, did Shop. And he's decided that... oh, he's spun. And hopefully no one else is going to come out of the pits. But anytime he was hoping to gain, where are the other drivers? It does look a little bit more rainy now, to be fair. But if it was the right decision, then he's left himself with a lot of catching up to do. That was a bad mistake. I think he's lost 15 seconds from that mistake. But the rain is back.
Sorry, deja vu. My teammate spun on exit into the wall when the race was over. He spun, went to collect it, much like that guy did, reversed gently, touched the wall in the most gently manner,
and then the part of the car just falls off.
Well, no, when he pulled away, the rear got stuck to it, and the whole rear of the car stayed, and the front of the car went. And that was it. Race over.
Grundell in the lead of the GTPs has stayed on dry tyres. So we've now got De Silva, who pitted earlier than the rest and took quite a short first pit stop. He went for the wets. He's out there now in third, but a long way off the lead. Not a minute 53, but it'll be like 40 seconds, I think. Shop is on new wet tyres. It's a very nice livery as well, De Silva's car. Van der Waals. Oh my. That is lucky.
Yeah. Oh, he dropped it.
Went wide.
He actually dropped it into the... There's a dip, isn't there, by the wall? Yeah.
Do you think that would be the dip or the white line? He's touched there, the dip.
He had the wet tyres on. Dip. That was all driver. Sorry.
Yeah. I'm making notes of all the things that's happened in this race, and we've had a lot. A very, very entertaining first 48 minutes of this race. Charles Bichelle, another one of our colleagues here at Apex. With the rain, GT3s go past the hour mark. That's a good point, Charles. I think they will maybe be able to do that. Their pace hasn't dropped off too much, but yeah, I think you are right, Charles. They'll use a little bit less, and that could be enough. We've got David Garcia Rodriguez saying Vamos Bretones, driver who I think we saw in the Racing Unleashed GT3 series as well. yeah, Daytona's still out there on circuit, up in 5th place right now in the GTDs. We've got this battle going on. De Silva on old wet tyres, defending against Shop on new wet tyres.
I think some of these guys might have just gone for safety.
Well, of course, if you want to follow along with the live timing, you can click on the link in the description below to open up the live times, what we use as commentators, and it will keep you up to date with what tyres are good. We can try to deliver you as much information as possible, but it's if you have got a spare monitor, that live time will really help you figure out what is going on out on circuit.
So let's look at the leads. Grundle, 20 seconds. Looking very good. Pitted just the once. Lead in LMP2, Dominic, who we saw charging through the field, pulled out almost a 3-second lead over Tom Mount. And then Loveridge, who's been, I mean, yeah, he's been first the whole race, but his lead was more significant pre-rain, almost 6, 7, I want to say almost got to 7 seconds. And Patrick is thinking very long. He's thinking in an hour or so time, I'm back in this.
Yep. He's 1 minute 10 now off the lead, which is much less than the 2 minutes he was off before, but a lot of that is because he may need to take an extra pit stop compared to everyone else. He took his pit stop much earlier than everyone else because of a penalty and damage and issues earlier on. Petri is holding on. These guys are both very slow though. They are losing 6, 7, 8 seconds a lap compared to the drivers on the dry tyres. So they're bouncing each other right now, but Patrick Thompson will be on these guys in 1 lap because the wet tyres are still not faster. We've never quite got to the point where the dries are fast. And frankly, the dries aren't bad right now. They're only losing a couple of seconds a lap. Here comes Shop. Apologies, here comes, Shop. He's the faster of the 2 drivers, and this might be where he breaks De Silva, but he's offline and he had no grip out there, and he still cannot get past. And it seems like this Alcatec LMP2 is almost he is faster than these guys. 2 seconds a lap faster is Matthew Crisp, I believe this is. And he's going to move past these guys. He's on dry tyres, the others are on wets.
Yeah, I mean, the LMP2 is obviously a very good car in the wet. GTP, I mean, it's hard to say if they're on the wets for the pace or just, like I say, maybe they're just fed up with 13 near-death experiences every half an hour. Yeah, this LMP2's stumbling over.
Well, he might get past here, but
no, he will
not
lose it. Yeah, he'll lose it here.
On in the straight.
Although GTP on the wet tyres does suffer from a deficit, but it's still more superior to the LMP2. Hello to Alan in chat.
Wait,
what's he doing? What?
So here's comes Thompson. I was looking at the time board, and yeah, Thompson did make up that 7 seconds in less than a lap. I thought it would take him a full lap.
But didn't he get to this situation by over-sending it in the bus stop on traffic that was slow?
I was looking at my time. I wasn't looking at the race, as is often my issue.
Yeah. No, I mean, he made it work, and it was very quick. He is flying.
Up to P3, Patrick Thompson. He is only 2/10 faster than the race lead on that last lap. Did have some traffic to deal with, though.
It's good to hear the Acura. I can tell I know his wing number now and gear stack. Serious. I've been driving the Acura a lot now, trying to work out everything for the 24. It's definitely my pick.
Nick Horn in chat. Evening, gents. Yeah, great to have you around today, Nick. And yeah, Thomas Cope as well mentioning the commentator's curse, me and Tim applied to Thomas at Nords seasons ago. I do remember that, and I do apologise, Thomas. It has been 2 years, but...
Jamie Fluke in the chat. He's an up-and-coming, was that Rennsport driver, isn't he?
I think so.
He's not too bad at iRacing. GT4 driver, right?
Watch out for him at the Raw. I think he'll be doing the Raw this weekend.
Yeah.
So he'll
will
be a menace in the GT4s.
He will be. He'll be quicker than some of the LMP3s.
Yeah.
He will be.
So yeah, best of luck, Jamie, for that one. And also letting us know that P3, P4 are 8 seconds off the dry runners. So yeah, we sort of thought the wet's not working in any of the classes. Roberto De Filippis did move on to the wet tyres, but it hasn't helped his pace. He's 10 seconds slower than the others in his class, and a lap down. But I mean, I think one of the things that iRacing might need to improve is, well, it's tricky. When you watch a wet race in real life, you can't actually see the rain.
Correct. Yeah.
So, like, what we see is just like a filter. It's like an information thing. It's not actually the rain. It's just like we're going to add this filter to tell. So, but it's still quite deceiving, because the way that the cameras work is that when you zoom in on a driver, when a driver gets closer to you, you see the rain. You see it here.
Yeah.
As the driver moves towards us, we see the rain. The rain was always there, though.
Yeah. Yeah, I know what you're saying.
So it's very confusing.
There was a car there, sir.
Well, Korshavin leading the way 5.5 seconds, but that could be a penalty for him against Zabalza. Competitive field in the GTTs. Loveridge pulled away in the early stages, but it's been a fantastic performance from Stephen Zetcher, who we've not seen before on the channel.
That's a good camera.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Oh, got side by side the bus stop in the semi-wet. Oh, okay, they're fine. Thought we had content there. That's quite a livery. It's
Yeah, I'm a big fan. It's like a comic book.
It looks like he went into a tattoo parlor and was like, just put down 20 grand and was like, go on then, what?
All
just
of
go
it.
to town. Yeah, all of it. That book, the blue book over there.
Shot
in.
into the pits.
And
He was on
sped.
the wet tyres. So is he going to change to the dries now?
I think he almost sped there. Not that I have a speedo built into my eyes, but it didn't look promising. I'll keep an eye on his pit stop.
Van der Waals gets past De Silva as well. De Silva's still on that same wet tyres that he's been on for a long time. And remarkably, we're still only in the first hour of this race. Feels like, I mean, and this is the classic thing that you get when you're in the 24, is you get like 2 hours in and you think, man, we've got to do 11 more of these to get to, like, how are we go, like, we've nearly died 3 times. How on earth are we going to do this?
Yeah.
And then, yeah, 20 hours later, and you're nearly at the end. GTD leaders are into the pits. We have had a couple of GTDs actually move on to the wet tyres. We've had Galvin, Wright, Hilton, but now that I look more closely at it, actually Galvin's the only one who's still running. And he pitted for the wets a long, long time ago. So Torchio now leads. Stop the counts. Tony's in second, but Loveridge will keep leading. And of course, they're all pitting now because of fuel. This is as far as the fuel will go for the GTTs.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if it's advantageous getting the fuel save in.
Oh, Korshavin with a 5-second post-race.
For the
So
hip
right
check.
now, that would give him a 1.7 second win, but we're going to have to keep that in mind now.
So wait, receiving the hip check. Is that
No,
what
no, he was the one who hit him. He was the LMP2 who hit the GTD.
Right, of course he is. Yeah. So the hip check there. God, where are these stewards for the Formula One? We have to wait like a week Wednesday to find out who won the F1.
That's one of the most annoying things is the delay.
Yeah.
That it takes him. The fact that it will take 30 laps to figure out a decision. Morons. There was a Joe who came into the pits. I think it may have been Elliot Hankin who just came into the pits. Who was on the wet tyres. I think he might be getting off the wet tyres now, because the pace is pretty good for the drivers. After Darson's back into the pits now, I fear what has happened for him, but it seems like he's come in by his own steam. I think he has been there for a little while now as half the dozen. So he's out the race. Still got the other 6 LMP2s running.
Tom Mal, the fiercely forward entry. He's been looking good. I mean, he cost himself position T1. He picked up a slowdown on the bus stop on lap 1. And then just a couple of mistakes out of 1 in the S's has cost him just the... I feel like he should be leading, but just not put the pieces together so far. Long way to go. I'm sure he can find his footing.
Wonder if our producers could once again send us another screenshot of the forecast for the remaining 80 minutes. Nick Horn very curious as to what's it's going to be like. That'd be a cool feature if iRacing could, because of course we get live timing. It'd be cool if iRacing gave us sort of the radar as like, I don't know, but like whether it's such a big thing. But yeah, maybe it could be something that we develop in the future.
Steven Zekker's in the lead.
Yeah, he's taking
short
the lead, hasn't he?
pit stop, a 6-second pit stop. Short. Well, Antonio also with a short pit stop. It's too hard to say on the fuel front.
I think their strat is let's even out second and third stints, whereas Loveridge is like I'm just going to put all the fuel in for the second stint and then go for a shorter third stint.
I mean, yeah, I would always want the fuel.
So it's important for him to keep the lead. Well, really, he needs to build a lead. He needs to build a 6-second lead, because that's how much less fuel he took earlier on. But yeah, I would certainly take the fuel, because then it gives you options when it comes to the rain, right? Like, what you don't want to do is have, like, see the rain coming and it getting wetter and wetter, and then have to come into the pits because you've got no more fuel, and thinking, oh, do I go for the wets because it's going to be wet in 2 laps? Or whereas if you've got more fuel, it gives you more options. You can pit when it gets wet.
The only time I'd ever even out or reduce the fuel is if I wanted my last pit stop to take tyres and I wanted to allocate enough fuel. And that's it. Give him Bretons a push here. And lift. Yeah, I mean, if these boys are on dries, it's dry. I mean, oh, come on, mate. I pushed you, now you must go. That's what he's saying.
Oh, he's gone.
Yeah.
Zabalza up to 3rd. Crazy how the top 5 are all very close to one another in the GTDs, and we've got a minute and a half. Back to Avery McDonald, who had gone under the radar, but he's up into P6 now. We've had a lot of retirements. If we get this attrition rate in Daytona 24, then blimey, it's going to be a short day for a lot of people.
Yeah, you do, especially when the weather throws in all its variables.
And personally, that's why, and I think most people disagree with me on this, I would have a faster pair in the 24-hour races, apart from, say, the first like 3 splits. Because those guys should be able to, like, what you don't want is the broadcaster split someone to crash and then to have a fixed car afterwards. Yeah? But I think for everyone else, it's just a more fun race.
Yeah, no, I get it. It's difficult. I would always finish an endurance back in the day. I was known for it.
Sure,
I would always finish an endurance, regardless of what happened. Nowadays, I'm 3 laps down, I've got damage. It's not because I'm not passionate anymore. It's just, you know, the motivation's not there with the team, and we're not having fun, we're not vibing. Like, the whole point of me doing the endurance has gone out the window. It's not about the winning or podium, it's just that, what are we doing, guys?
Exactly. And I always say, like, quitting is the rational thing to do in that situation.
So
like,
we never used to be like that. And the other thing that's changed is we used to prep a disgusting amount of hours, but you can't do that anymore.
Yeah, it's silly.
You're dead in T1, and then you think, oh, that was fun 3 weeks.
Yeah. Britones gets back past Zabalza, by the way. But I sort of learnt that, and maybe you didn't suffer from it as much. Oh, that's the 238. 230? Was that Koroshevan? Yeah, it was. So, yeah, maybe this was slightly before you got into the special events, but I started iRacing back when the servers broke every single special event.
Right,
Like,
yeah.
it was a case of there was a 50% chance your race was actually going to happen because the servers were so bad back in sort of 2016, 17, 18. So back then people would complain, oh, I've practiced 40 hours for this race. And it's like, guys, you know the special events. Why are you practicing this much for an event you know has a 40% chance of not even going ahead? So
Yeah, for sure.
Van der Waals. So this might be a drive-through for David Van der Waals for reaching 20 instants. Now, he has got a fair few more to get to the next instant. He's got another 10. So hopefully he'll escape just one, but I think that is an element that we haven't talked about so far. But a lot of drivers with all their spins and all their contacts will be reaching the instant limit.
Yeah, it is difficult, especially with the rain throwing it in.
Pedro Luis da Silva is into the pits. Will he say goodbye to the wet tyres? He does. He was one of the first GTPs to go for it. He's stuck with them for an entire stint. They did not serve him well, and he's rightfully thrown them away and gone on the dries.
Yep, a little bit of an adjustment period though he needs to go through. You're not tempted to do the Daytona 24?
I mean, maybe.
In a prototype, I assume. LMP2.
LMP2 would be my choice, yeah.
Yeah, GTD is max win.
Yeah.
It's so bad. Such a shame.
Oh, Marshall's wide. He's offline. Marshall up into third place, by the way. Haven't talked too much about him so far. 53 seconds off the lead. He has had a very dull race. Grandel
Into the pits, yeah.
He's
Oh.
towed back.
Oh,
Grandel.
it was our leader not that long
He
ago.
was our leader.
I thought he
We've
had come
lost
into the
another one.
pits. Okay, we'll find out what happened to the rear of his car.
His mechanics aren't exactly rushing.
They're arguing in the pit box though. If you look over to the right,
Yeah.
they're like, no.
I don't think they're arguing about the car, though. I think they're arguing about, like,
No.
which Star Wars movie is the best, something like that.
No. He was like, I'm not doing this. He can retire. I'm not fixing this. Like, he broke it. He can fix it himself. I'm not. He's like, I'm off to see my family.
Loveridge into the pits. That's odd. Why is Loveridge coming into the pits? Maybe he's reached the instant thing as well. No, he's stopped. Why has he...
It's way too early, right?
yeah, way too early. I mean, he... yeah, he can't get to the end of the race from here. I mean, he's taking tyres, right?
Yep.
But he's not going on the wets. He was already on the dries. Now he's back on the... I wonder if he's got, like, a puncture or something.
No, I mean...
From, like, a crash.
What's the chances of him forgetting to take tyres, maybe? I mean, it seems a bit of a stretch, but maybe last pit stop he just forgot to tick the tyres.
Maybe. It must have been something quite drastic because you normally want to leave it for... Because if he pits in 20 minutes' time, then he can get to the end. Whereas pitting now, he's got to do another pit stop after this. So Loveridge, who's led most of the race, most of the laps so far, is out of it. He's got no chance of contending now, and he's actually stationary still. So I wonder if he's quit the event for whatever reason. So Zetcher leads. It's a McLaren 1-2.
Am I seeing Patrick 23 seconds off the lead?
You are. However, he did make his pit stop much more recently. Much further back.
10 laps before, but
So-
still absolutely chomping.
Yeah, he will be coming into the pits quite soon. 25 laps. That's, yeah, so he'll be pitting in the next 2 or 3 laps, Thompson. And then he'll have to make one more pit stop after that.
I think I was there for that photo because he was in that rig when I was chatting to him.
Oh, yeah, yep. Yeah, because took part for Apex Racing team in the Daytona 24 hours last year.
That was a good day. Everyone here and everything. That was fun.
Yeah, that was good fun.
Yeah, I can almost picture Lewis knelt down. His camera. I can see the angle he's doing. Yeah. Yeah. It's a good shot.
And of course, that picture at our Apex Racing Sim Center, which we are in right now at the Apex Racing TV esports studio. But if you are based in the Midlands or anywhere in the UK and want to make a travel, do come to us. We are in Corby, and we have got 8 VRS rigs ready to be used. So do make sure to check us out at apexracingsim.com to rent out a rig or hire out the whole facility for a day. We've had companies use this studio before and commentate on their friends and workmates racing downstairs. Yeah, it's always a lot of fun. So do check out apexracingsim.com for more details.
It's a weird question because I live here, but I have been away for a while. What is the definition of Midlands?
So Midlands. So we're in the East Midlands.
Okay.
I'd say the Midlands. So you know Cambridgeshire.
Yeah.
That's East Anglia.
Okay.
But anything west of that, so Northamptonshire, Lincolnshire.
Yep.
That's Midlands. And then I'd say you go all the way across to. I don't know, like I guess you got. Is Manchester Midlands? I don't know.
That's up,
Certainly,
isn't it?
Manchester's the north. So Manchester's definitely not. It's definitely north. But yeah, Birmingham's Midlands and
Okay.
Leicester's Midlands.
Yeah, I don't really know all the slang. The only thing I don't like is when I write my address, I have to write Northamptonshire. It's so long.
It is long.
Oh, this was the former leader. Oh, yeah, that's permanent. Oh, it's white line. White line. Oh,
That's De Silva round. Had a couple of just spin on this part of the track, but they swing to the inside because of the banking. Oh, so Loveridge had a screen freeze. Clearly some kind of issue.
Yeah, something's wrong, isn't he? He's panicking, yeah.
Does his wheel completely lock up? No, yeah, so I think there's still a little bit of movement in the wheel, so I think it is a screen freeze. The drops seemingly are getting bigger. Like, those are... I wouldn't want to be hit by one of those drops. So maybe we are getting... The times have been fine. The times have been getting faster for about the last 40 minutes. But this is the heaviest rain we've had all day.
Okay, so I'm hearing right North Ants.
Not pants, yeah.
Hants. Okay, I'm going to do that. Because, yeah, I mean, I get halfway writing the county, I stop, I'm not writing this out. I used to live in Kent, you know, it's pretty short. Sure. And in America, you just write the 2-letter abbreviations, NC, NY. It's brilliant.
I would like to pose a question to the chat. Oh, we've gone off.
Double off, wasn't it?
I think it was one slowing for another, and it is De Silva who went onto the dry tyres. And, well, your point earlier on about being safe, and that is a lot of rain, it really is.
Yeah.
They've lost 4 seconds a lap on the... Well, I say that, Patrick Thompson's still going just as fast as he ever was. But everyone else is going much slower now. And De Silva's day is over. He is not getting that fixed. Grundell is still in the pits. He was the one... yeah, he was the one who had an issue earlier on. But yeah, in chat, we're getting debates about, well, not really debates, but Thomas Coke's saying that Sheffield, that everywhere south of Sheffield basically is in the south. But yeah, I don't know if people have opinions on Leicester being in the north or south. That's still a debate that I have.
I have no idea.
But yeah, let us know, Thomas. Or just the Midlands. That's the easy answer.
I was always in the southeast of England, and then obviously America for 11 years, and now I'm back, and I'm further north than I've ever been.
Adrian McDonald now up to 5th place.
He's built different.
What a guy. So the times, we're sort of being delayed, obviously. We only get an update every 90 seconds or so, what the times are for the leaders. But it is pretty bad out there. We've got some drivers coming into the pits. De Silva's come into the pits. He had a lot of damage. He had to pit. But I'm not seeing anyone dive in for wet tyres. De Bastos is the highest placed GTP on wet tyres. Patrick Thompson's coming to the pits. He had to pit anyway for fuel. So this is a big decision now for Patrick Thompson, whether he stays on the dries. His pace was still good. I think he'll have to stick with the dries.
No, he'll go wet.
Oh, you think?
Oh, no, he's staying dry.
He's not even changing the tyres at all, is he?
Yeah, I mean, new dries would be worse.
Sure. Well, that's what Thomas Coper said in chat, is new tyres would be the worst.
I just figured if the rain I think the radar might be telling him that this only lasts for 10 minutes, and he's like, all right, whatever. Don't scare me.
From all the mistakes that everyone else has made going onto the wet tyres, the wet tyres have never been the fastest tyre in this race.
Well, they were definitely faster than the people facing the wrong way with half their car missing.
Yes.
Definitely a lot faster, like 11 to 12 laps quicker.
They've been safer, but they haven't been faster.
I'm going to tell my teammates that. Oh, well, you crashed. Yeah, but I was fast. really fast.
Into the wall. Do you not see the car?
Yeah.
I was going really fast.
Yeah. But everyone was on wets, yeah, but they were so slow. I only made one mistake.
So Van der Waals got a very good lap that last time out. Their times are actually fine. So yeah, we're not wets by any means. We're still good. Bretona's keeping tabs with Zabalza, and they're both very close to Tokyo as well. This is a 3-car battle.
Yeah.
Or second place in the GTDs.
Lots of GTPs in the pits. I'm assuming this is tyres.
De Bastos was on wet tyres. He stays on wet tyres.
I'm seeing people at last be careful of white lines.
Victor Clayson, good to see him continuing. Clayson was leading for much of this race. He's back in 8th place in the GTPs, but he's still running.
You know, I have a observational theory that has no factual basis. I think the Ferrari GTP is terrible in the wet. If we look at the manufacturer standings, right, you know how many Ferraris there were? They are, second place is a Porsche, then it's an Acura, then it's a BM, then one Ferrari, then a Caddy BM, then it's Ferrari. Yeah, Tokyo's in a strong race. He's not out of this. I mean, I know he's 19 seconds back, but Stephen's pit stop was a lot shorter.
Steven Zetcher, who is 2.6k, by the way. Tokyo 5.1, Zabalza 3.7, Bretona's 3.5. So Zetcher's got the lowest time. But, I mean, frankly, they're the 4... I mean, to be fair, McDonald and Galvin have both kept it clean as well, but I think Galvin spent a bunch of the race in the wet tyres, and that's not been the best tyre, so I think he's made his own mistakes. I think the top 5 are the ones who have stayed on the dries and kept it up the wall in this race. As Tokyo's going to get another hit.
Careful this white line transition here. Oh, as I mention it, they're dropping 2 tyres on that white line. And it's starting to infuriate me. But obviously I'm seeing 11 people doing it. It feels like to me they're doing it 11 times. But yeah, they're just... You cannot put 2 tyres on it once it's wet because they're trying to turn left and brake. Yeah, that T1 line looks treacherous. I mean, I don't know if you've ever done Monza in the heavy rain. As you come in...
Monza in the rain, no.
T1, you've got to... If you're on the right-hand side, stay on the right. So if you're on the left, stay on the left. You cannot cross lines because that white line down the middle of the track, in the spray, unfortunately under braking, if you touch it, you are dead. There is no coming back.
I wonder if you could, yeah, see if Mayo takes tyres. No, Mayo's staying on the same tyres as well. So yeah, they all know to not get on the.
So let's just
conditions. That's off for De Bastos. Well, can you do that? Because he's not...
No.
He's got no rear wing.
No, you can't do that.
Because he missed the cone as well. Like, he didn't get in on the pit entry line.
Yeah, iRacing's thought of that.
So this will be a heavy penalty.
He hasn't pitted yet, mate. So what's interesting, we're seeing the top drivers do the same thing. Rain does not mean wet tyres. It's like Formula 1. They'd rather scrubbed old dries than ever consider the wet tyres. Look, it's raining, people are dying, and Tom's like, no, I just keep my old tyres, please, that I've been on for like forever. And it's raining. It might rain till the end. Didn't hesitate.
Very lightly wet. How many descriptors are there? Very lightly wet,
lightly wet,
lightly wet, super lightly wet, intermediate lightly wet, heavy lightly wet.
Yeah, I don't really like the terminology, I suppose, of very lightly. Because lightly is its own description, surely. Very light touch, yeah.
Very, so it's like really small amount of rain. Like very, very little rain.
But we have words for this. Why do we need really small when we have words like minute and, you know, we have words.
We don't need big call, big F.
We love adjectives. We really do. Yeah, like Brian said in chat, what I hate about that is you can't see, you basically can't see the white line at Monza, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You really have to just stare at your left or your right to hug. Moderately light wet. Yeah, it's a strange sentence, I suppose. Moderately light.
There is one driver on wet tyres in this entire field, and it's Kevin Galvin, who is third place in the GTDs. He's the only one on wets.
And yeah, it's been raining pretty much for an hour and 10 minutes.
And it looks heavier now than it was earlier on. And it seems to always be raining. On every part of the circuit, it looks like it's raining. I mean, it doesn't look like it's raining now, but you'll see the car gets closer and then the rain appears.
Jamie's got one. Lightly, moderately, severely wet. Yep.
Nick Horn suggesting misty drizzle. I think when we go to Knock Hill, maybe we should. I think that should be reserved for Knock Hill, I think.
So it's getting like F1. There is no wet tyre. It's just red flag conditions. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll just stop the race.
Just stop the race.
No, yeah, that is annoying in F1 because the visibility as well in F1. It's
Correct.
not even the. It's not even the. I mean, you saw it last time at Brazil late last year. They're all on intermediates, but it was just because of the visibility that they couldn't continue.
Yep.
As Van der Waals is off, he was on the podium, and he will still be on the podium, but much further away from Patrick Thompson.
And the GTPs really look like they're having a hard time. GTDs look comfortable.
Yeah, the GTPs are having a hard time. They are still a sponsors into the pits again. That's
engine off.
Engine off. Well,
maybe Thomas Cope can confirm. Might have been a toilet break. Yeah, I'm not sure what's happened there. Keep an eye on it. At the moment, he's within the pit window, but then again, he's pitted way too early. He only pitted a couple of laps ago.
Earlier on, me and David hosted the newest episode of the Late Apex, by the way, and that was on Apex Racing TV on this YouTube channel. So do make sure to watch that back if you want to know everything that's gone on in the world of sim racing over the last 7 days. It will be up on Spotify and Apple Podcasts and stuff in the near future as well.
Who crashes on pit exit?
And we've got a car in the wall. That was Roberto De Philippis. And yeah, not a good one for him.
All right, so here's what happened to Thompson. Oh! Oh no.
He lost that first 10 meters of braking, didn't he? And then from that point, he was never making it up.
No, he's just a little too quick for his own good in some corners there with traffic management. He's fast as hell, but yeah. It's tough though, that corner's really tough for the GTDs. If they lose the rear, they slow so much and it might just caught him out.
Yeah, unlucky Patrick, he's in chat. In the bin we have gone.
Shame, because that was looking like, yeah, I mean, you had the pace for the win.
Yeah.
That is shame.
Hope the race was of some use, Patrick, when it comes to the 24 in a couple of weeks.
Oh, are you doing the 24, Tom?
Yeah, I assume he is.
Yeah, he's rapid. Oh.
So the lead now in the GTPs is 1.5 minutes for Fink, and we've got very few drivers left in the GTPs.
Matt Loveridge is in chat. Bin, it's over. What happened? Was it a screen freeze, wheel failure? What happened in before one? Sorry to see, Matt. The bin is getting full all of a sudden.
Yeah. Patrick saying it was great fun, epic with the rain coming and going. It was great practice. Well, yeah, I think I'm pleased that the rain has happened. I think it would have been a very different race had it stayed dry.
Oh yeah, the track would be dry.
In terms of the amount of dryers we have in the race, I think we'd have a lot more had it been dry. But
whoa.
Yeah, it is important practice.
What?
But this man has coped with it brilliantly. I don't think Fink has made a mistake.
Wait. I picked up on that one.
No, that was accidental.
It was accidental. It was your best one.
No, I thought about to ask her. So, I could have.
Did you not even think about it
later on? I didn't.
Okay. Are the drivers?
I did do one earlier on actually. So, but you didn't notice it.
Question chat: are the drivers with wets? They are not.
No, no one is on. No one is on the wets apart from Kevin Calvin.
An hour and I'd say an hour 10. Hour 10. It's been raining.
Yeah.
People are crashing and they come back out on the dries.
But the way that this race is going, Kevin Galvin might win the overall race right now. Like if everyone else crashes, this guy, for Wildfire Racing Ember, might be in with a shout. This man's doing very well. Currently, though, he would lose the race. He's got a 5-second post-race penalty, does Korshavin. But he's been just ahead of Mail for this entire race. They've both made very few mistakes. And he's still 2.4 seconds ahead.
Matt saying screen freeze. Yeah, that's what we suspected. 10 minutes of damage, then a curb and wet marbles. I haven't experienced marbles in the rain yet. That's a good point. I haven't seen how that feels, but I bet the front scrub must be disgusting. And then the rear snap of the wet.
It looks like there's a lot. Whenever someone goes wide at T1, it seems like they just lose all grip. So as
I say, I've seen the marbles and I know they're there, but at Daytona, Sebring, they've never come up for me. But last night's race was at Road America was insane, absolutely insane. If you get out on the marbles, then they're everywhere. Your fronts just plough. Tom Mao is still very much in the shot. 4 seconds.
Wait, he's leading because of the 5-second penalty. So only just. So it is a fairly quiet circuit now. There you can see the overall stand. So we've got Fink still running, Van der Waals, Shop, Koenig. Then it's the leader of the LMP2s, Korshavin and Mail, ahead of Marshall. Then we've got a couple more GTPs, Claysons and DeBaste. Van der Waals, by the way, is in the pits. And they're 4 laps down there behind the LMP2s. Going down. Then we've got a fair few GTTs still running. Well, of course, you should see Thompson is out, as you can see on the timing tower. But yeah, still Zetcher and Tokyo, Butones and Zabalza running strongly in the GTTs. But yeah, we have lost a lot of drivers.
Yeah, it's been tricky. And still no wets. Van der Waals is into the pits.
Someone making a Wonder Wall joke in chat. Van der Waal, Wonder Wall.
It did cross my mind a few times.
Now, I was trying to think, how can you make a joke out of that? Because Oasis is like, it is linked with rain, right? With like water and stuff. But I couldn't think of how you construct that into a joke. So if anyone in chat wants to make a joke out of that, please do it. And then I can say it.
I've never thought about the definition of the word oasis. I know what it means in literal sense of like what you see, imagine you see in the desert or whatever, but it's not a word I've thought about much. Love the band.
We've got support for Koenig out there.
Yeah, looking good. P2 at the moment. Everything going well. Quite a way off the lead. As we say that, Lucas Fink is into the pits. We assume that's routine. Yeah. Yeah, Stephen should be in soon.
Unstoppable Soap saying that this is so brutal.
Is he wearing bunny ears?
I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, when he wiggles his head left and right, above his head moves. Yeah, bunny ears. Yep. Is he sat in a basket? No, that's a race chair. He's just wearing bunny ears for 2.5 hours.
I like the effort, Stephen. And they're serving him very well. Going for a team heaped together for this race. Lucas Fink is in the pits from the lead of the GTPs. You can take plenty of time with this one. He will need to, well, yeah, he will need to make one more pit stop after this. It is a 3 stops for the GTPs. All of them will have to make at least 3 stops.
Good stop.
And that's the second one done. He'll have to pit with about 10 minutes to go later on.
Oh, Stephen Koenig in chat. Yes, yes, I am.
we are sat at the... Oh, yeah. Well, how has he answered that? He wasn't pitting, was he? You're very multi-talented, Stephen, to be able to write and drive at the same time.
And listen to the broadcast.
And listen to the broadcast. Do you think, how do you think the rain has been in this race? Like, because of course it's been raining for the last now hour 20.
Yeah.
And yet, the pace has almost been the same throughout. We've had maybe 4 seconds of change. In real life,
yeah,
it wouldn't be like that. You wouldn't have enough rain where the rain coming onto the circuit, as well as the rain being sprayed away from the circuit, is even enough where it reaches an equilibrium for it to stay like that for an hour 20.
Was that whole paragraph because you wanted to use the word equilibrium?
No.
That you learnt yesterday or something?
I'm not even sure if I've used the word correctly. But like, you get what I mean, where like the grip levels have stayed the same. Like, that's not realistic whatsoever. And we've seen this with other races as well, where you get to these conditions and it just stays the same.
No, I agree. Yeah, I mean, it's been hard to judge from this camera angle whether the rain is just coming down, then it's taking a break, and then it's coming down, like patchy. That would be one way of reaching a equilibrium. But I agree, it does look like it's been... I don't know, it was a bit strange. It all seemed to happen too quickly. We had a bit of drizzle, and then there was big spray, which I found a bit odd straight away. And then, yeah, you're right, the pace it's fluctuated a little bit. It got quicker at one point, it's got slower again. I just find it a bit... obviously, I know they're constantly tuning it, but dry tyres after an hour and a half of rain. I don't know. Especially in the prototypes, that sounds like it... I don't know. It's very tough. Very tough to judge.
Jamie Fluke in chat saying that the rain is... Well, he thinks the rain is the lightest we can get on the sim. And of course, we did have a low chance of rain at the start of the race.
Point.
So, like... I guess maybe the way that iRacing interprets that in a way is...
With the intensity as well.
With the intensity, yeah. So
Oh. Yeah, he was scared of touching that white line. Yeah, so I suppose that's something we don't factor or have any control of, right? I'm trying to think of now when we create a session. Oh, yeah, we do. Yeah, just not on a forecasted session. The intensity.
So the bottom icon we had at 3% earlier on, and maybe that's like sort of the capacity of rain that could be falling at a point. And so, yeah, really light rain in comparison to what it could be. And of course, we do get fooled a lot by the graphics as well. Like, the graphics and the reality of the rain are two different things. And so we see the drops that we can see on screen now, and we think, they're quite big drops, that's a lot of drops. But, and even when you're on board, I mean, you always, I mean, I'm sure Brundle said it every single wet race ever, that when you're driving a car and the water is streaming off your visor or streaming off the windshield, and this, you know, it looks like there's a lot more rain. If you run in the rain, you get more wet. I think that's the thing. So, like, it makes it look like there's more rain than there is, when actually it is just a few drops.
But yes, you do get more wet if you run in the rain.
Yeah. So if you ran at 200 miles an hour like these guys, then you would get, like, soaked.
If I ran at 200 miles an hour, okay.
You wouldn't be here.
Well, I'd have gone and got a kebab just a minute ago and be back again. Sat here with a doner kebab. It would have its advantages. Oh, that's done it now. I fancy a kebab.
Koenig is into the pits. He's dropped down to 3rd place now. It was a long pit stop for him, 1 minute 22.
To be honest, this race hasn't even experienced what I class as the hardest part about rain, and that isn't even the heavy rain. Because once the rain really kicks down and you're on full wets, it reaches a nice balance where you have control of the car and it's just wet. The hardest part is going from the full wet to a drying track with no rain. Because the car keeps picking up with pace to the point where you can start edging and edging and edging towards that dry land, and then you edge 1 millimeter too close.
Oh, talking about edging too close.
Yeah, and then you'd proper die, like the worst type of sim death, permanent sim death. It's really difficult. It caught out all the big teams here at the Daytona 24. It was Daytona 24. Yeah, you said it didn't rain. It did. Daytona 24.
No, we didn't have rain at last.
Sebring. I was saying Sebring.
Oh, yeah, I remember.
You must have
you were
missed.
saying. I apologise.
Sebring.
I'm
sorry.
so sorry.
Sebring. Yeah. So it was the last corner, for example. It kept drying, kept getting quicker and quicker. You started carrying more and more speed. So people were edging left and left and left to open it up, and to the point where you touch the puddle that no one's touched yet, and you're travelling 60k quicker than you was when you used to drive in the wet, and you're dead.
Yeah.
Permanent sim death.
It's a very close battle right now for 2nd and 3rd in the GTDs. They have been close for a while, to be fair. Bretones and Torquio. Spain versus Italy. And Bretones might be overtaking it. He's a little bit wide. And here comes Torquio. These guys 19 seconds off the lead. They've been matching Zecha for a while as the track gets darker and darker. And that is through for Torquio.
Yep, it's been looking strong all day.
Nick Horn making a decent point in chat. 18 degrees track temperature would cause water to evaporate quite quickly in real life. I mean, it is a thing that we don't think mention too much, but iRacing really do need to sort out the cooler temperatures. And we might just be saying that as Brits, but, you know, they're based in New England, iRacing, and they get a fair amount of snow.
Yeah.
It would be nice to have colder temperatures, but obviously, with the way that the time model works with temperatures right now, you can understand why they're reluctant.
This Britons does not want to push. That looks like a lot less spray.
Well, it's not... I don't know if you really see the rain from this angle.
What do you think?
Yes, you would.
Yeah. Go on, son. Bit white line action there.
Do you know if the clouds you see up in the sky are accurate to, like, the rain?
That's
I
a really good
seriously
point.
doubt it's. I wouldn't expect them to. Like that seems
I think
obscene.
I remember reading about it when they were talking about rain coming and the cloud, but I don't think so, no.
Oh no, Cameron Tabastos has got a 5-second post-race penalty and he's gone off the circuit at T1.
But, it's a really good question. I'm going to say no, but I do remember reading something about it. In the graphics settings, I just set Sky to low.
Sure.
I'm never leaning out my window and looking up.
Easy frames to gain.
Yeah.
Thomas wants snow to be added to Nords.
Snow? Yeah, I've seen some, yeah, I don't know. We already have red flag conditions in iRacing.
You don't really do much racing in the snow, but I mean, anyone who's done karting will know that you race at all times of the year, and whether it's snowing or not, you race. So I've certainly karted in the snow, and it is an awful experience. Your fingers go numb.
Yeah, even through the gloves.
Minutes. Yeah, and you have like special wet gloves. They don't do a whole lot. It is an awful experience, and
even in
absolutely terrible.
I think I told you this before, but even in the rain, I took part in a competition. And I didn't bring any of my decent gloves. All I had was like this woolly pair of gloves, and it was raining. It was raining, and mate, I couldn't take part. Like, I class myself as a man, but I didn't take part in the final. I qualified for the finals, but my hands were. It was probably the most pain I've ever experienced.
Yeah, because like.
Because all the vibrations as well,
Sure.
and the cold.
Yeah.
After the race, you're just left with this.
Yeah, and you can't move your fingers
Correct.
afterwards. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, my hand, and I couldn't warm them either or cool. To be honest, if I had just woken up, I wouldn't even know if my hands were burning or frozen.
Sure.
There's just pain and not being able to move them. So I just sat there in the cafeteria feeling sorry for myself.
What I would say is that most of the people who kart are kids, and knowing when I used to do karting parents would not allow their child to not do this final. So they would be going out there in floods of tears. At least that was when I used to do karting. Yeah.
Oh, someone went straight on. Whoever's in front of these two went straight on.
Was it? No, it wasn't De Philippus.
Yeah,
Was it Korshavin?
Not sure. It cut away just at the last.
Oh no, it was his teammate, Petrushин. They aren't teammates. Apologies. They're just both Ukrainian. Trident. Arson is supporting. Trying to light up the times right now. Is Arson.
Alex Grandel is into the pits, our former leader. A lot of people have held that title leader, but Lucas Fink is looking like he's going to make it stick. Sorry, I got stuck on the word there. Oh, that's...
So Grundle's... Oh yes, that was a recent thing. So he got back out and then he crashed 30 seconds ago.
Look at the pit crew. They're listening to music.
I mean, it's embarrassing.
White line.
I mean, you expect it from, the mechanics of this car.
Yeah.
But you don't from some of the other manufacturers.
Correct.
It is very, very dark now. Very, very dark out on circuit. And, of course, with it being in January, it's the most amount of dark you're going to get in any endurance event is Daytona. You really do not see the light for a whole lot of the event compared to Le Mans, which is really only got a few hours of darkness with it being in the summer.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind, but around here in the dark, the FPS is awful.
Sure.
So you can get to for a while.
Tokyo and Britonas are very close to one another, but they're down to a 1/10 of a second once again. I think Britonas might have a run as they move on to their 56th lap. They are actually catching up to the leader, but quite slowly. The gap's gone from 20 seconds to 17 seconds now. Here comes Britonas. But,
Tokyo might have gone a bit deep here, but nails it, gets
Yeah.
it stopped.
Yeah, they could still win this race, could these two? It's not over. 40 minutes to go. They've got another pit stop to come.
Watching Bretton's, he didn't push, he pulled out of draft, he lifted in a strange way. It's not a pushing pair, that's for sure. They could be a lot quicker if Bretton's was just knew what to do. Yeah, this is a special track for that.
I'm not sure what Tokyo's last pit stop time was. It's coming up as 1 second on my screen. I don't know if it's any different for our broadcasters. But he definitely took fuel. Like, it definitely wasn't 1 second, otherwise he wouldn't have got this far into the race. So, yeah, I don't know how much fuel he's going to need to take. But obviously, if he did take a lot of fuel at his pit stop, then he might be able to take less fuel at his next one, and that will get him closer to the lead. As the sky is looking very pretty now. Are there any 24-hour races that you think might be quite cool when it comes to just, a track to do a lot of laps around, which we don't currently do?
That we don't currently do. Do you know what? It came up yesterday. Obviously, we do have the Road America special event, the two odd cars, the Audi and the Nissan. But I think Road America needs we don't have to copy IRL. It needs a 24. Let's do GT4, GT3. They can still pair those two. Yeah, they can. GT4, GT3, and GTP.
Sure.
I think Road America, it just needs to be used more. No, I love the Road America 500. Survival rate is about 9 to 11%, but phenomenal race.
Yeah.
Just wish we went to Road America more.
I quite like the idea of a 24-hour Mazda race on one of the British circuits. Like 24 hours of Snetterton.
Oh my god.
But everyone's in Mazdas. I think would be like...
One thing you always forget is the stint length of a Mazda on endurance fuel, mate. Oh.
It's about 100 minutes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a long old time. We did Zolder, right? The Jimmer event that we won. I get to say that I feel like you, because I never used to win anything. Now since last year, it's been rubbing off, and now I just can't stop. Yeah, the stints were long, man. Like really long.
And to be fair, like that is the hesitancy which comes with doing long races in slow cars.
Yeah.
When I did that race, it was the most boring race of my life to be in the Mustang, the old Mustang, not the GT3, but the slower Mustang, and it was incredibly dull. And yeah, doing Mazdas at Snetterton, it would be similarly as dull. Zeka is into the pits. So that's good news for Tokyo and Britonas. The fact that Zeka did not have more fuel, and so will probably have the longest pit stop because he qualified so low down. Zeka, he's actually one of the first pit stalls, but he's found it, and there is a light next to his pit stall which helps him find it. And this will be enough fuel to get him to the end of the race. 17 seconds he led. This man leading by 74 seconds as it stands. Issue for, well, I'm not sure if it was an issue for Tom Mayle, but he's now 17 seconds off the lead of Koroshevan.
Yeah, he's lost like 11 seconds, right? No, more than that, 14, 13, 14.
And he actually had a 5 seconds quicker pit stop as well. So he's lost a lot of time. But yeah, I'm not sure what happened. I don't know if we'll be able to get a replay of that. Still, the lap times aren't that good. It doesn't look like it's raining anymore. I don't know if it's just because of it's dark. Oh, that's a huge...
That's Breton, who was fighting Tokyo. Oh, and that looks permanent. Yeah, front of the car's missing. Sorry, dude.
Well, he was going to have to come into the pits very soon. He's come into the pits a bit sooner than he wanted, and that will be the end of his day. So we have another retiree with no faster pairs, of course, in this race.
Yeah, we'll get a replay of that. Brian says trying to do that at long VIR layout so much worse. What? Mazda? Are we oh, of course, Brian did the
Yeah, I can't remember what it was.
the production car special.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I would have done that actually had I been around. I wasn't.
Same.
At so big. But yeah, it looked like a fun thing.
Yeah.
And yeah, what a layout that is at VIR.
Yeah, for sure. I love VIR.
Like that layout is no doubt worse than the other layout, but like it is just like a Goliath circuit. Like you really don't get that many circuits which are that length. And the undulations, if anyone's not driven the Grand West layout, just try it. I mean, you think you know blind corners, but that place is a different level. You are completely unsighted into 2 of the infield corners.
So Tokyo has the lead, needs to pit. We'll see the gap to Zeka is what, currently 37.5. Let's see, pit stop probably about 41. But let's see, still would play for.
Yeah, and Zabalza with decent pace, very good pace actually. Zabalza on that last lap, he might be a bit too far back to challenge for the win, but good challenge for 2nd place. There is the man who will take the lead of the race, but with the pit stops currently in flow, he's not there. And at the moment, we do have 8 GTPs running. Yanman Puis has been probably if there's a reward for resilience, I think Yanman Puis deserves it because he fell about 12 laps down with an instant early on. However, he got back out there. And the South African will soon move up to 8th place because Grundel is out of the race and Puis just needs to do a couple more laps and he will gain another position.
Yep. Yes, we've lost over 50% of the GTPs. But just right at the crossover point where we were close to crossover but still dry, we just couldn't stop losing them. Okay, replay's coming in. Oh. Wait, what?
Ooh.
What, just coming up the oval? He must have already lost the rear and sort of snap saved it, then touched the low line and went up again, yeah, because there's no... Yeah, strange. I think he already... I think he just probably cut the inside a bit too much, had no rear instability, tried to save it, then what we saw was the snap on the low line.
Avery McDonald up to 4th place now because of Bretonis' instant. Kevin Galvin, who's still on the wet tyres, for context, for the hour 51, most drivers have been on the dry tyres. There's never been a point that most drivers have been on the wets. Kevin Galvin has been on the wets throughout. He went on the wets, first man to go on the wets, and he's been on the wets since. And he's still going. He's up to 5th place, and it's served him well.
He's on the wets right now?
He's on the wets right now.
What's his pace?
Let's not focus on that. He's running P5.
Okay.
He's 5 seconds off the pace.
Because the... Oh. I mean, I wouldn't have run the wet when it was soaking. But hey, he didn't die, so...
Has Bretonis got back out? Hey, Bretonis is back out. Okay, so...
That was a quick tow.
That. Galvin...
Wait, why did he tow? How do you fix the damages if he tow? I don't understand.
Well, yeah, I guess he could have driven back, yeah.
No meatball, because tow time plus repair times, he couldn't be out right now.
Yeah, he's only a lap down on the leader, so...
He was like, do you know what, I want a coffee. Tow vehicle can drive me, I'll go get a coffee. By the time I land back, I'll drive.
This is 4th position on Avery McDonald's, and he has passed Avery McDonald's up into 4th place again. Avery not fighting that one too much.
Avery leaning his head back, chilling.
Not sure what the situation with rain is. It looks like it's basically gone. Like, I don't think we're going to get any more rain for the rest of the race. So I guess the decision now for the drivers is, do they take new tyres? I guess they have to, because some of these guys have been on the same tyres for over an hour. And at that point, you really are destroying the tyres.
Yeah, it'll be fine now. Just take a couple of laps to warm them up. Quite a few laps to warm them up. But then, oh, coming in hot.
Daytona's. Where it stopped. So this is another pit stop for Daytona. So the repairs he took, he didn't take tyres. Or is he retiring?
I don't know.
Or is it an instant limit? It looks like it's an instant limit. I guess you can't serve it, right? Like when you tow, you haven't served the drive-through, so that is with some catching up to do with McDonald. Zabalza, the next to come into the pit. Still Tokyo goes on, really good. This second stint for Tokyo, he won't be able to go much further. I'm amazed he's got this far to be fair, Tokyo. He's only made one.
Oh, he missed his box by a whole box.
Oh dear.
I mean, I've never done that.
No.
You feel so stupid when it happens. You feel so stupid. You can feel the sensation of the car going way too quick, and yeah. Then you reverse. You think, oh, I didn't lose a lot, and you come out 4 seconds back. Oh, worst feeling.
So what are these guys' times like? So on that last lap, Tokyo was 1.5 seconds faster than Zecha. We've definitely got a race battle for the win. On the cards here, 17 seconds the gap was before the pit stop. Tokyo's probably going to be able to take about 10 seconds less fuel. Maybe 8 seconds less fuel. He's been faster on the other laps as well. He could come out as little as probably somewhere between 5 and 10 seconds off the lead.
Tom Mal, fresh boots at last.
Yeah, he's got some catching up to do, does Mel.
So I was actually here at the Daytona 24 for the coldest race on record.
Oh yeah?
My wife loved it.
Yeah, I can imagine. In those very exposed grandstands.
Yeah. It was proper cold. Why was that GTP flashing? There's a whole right-hand line, sir. Just take, like, watch a NASCAR race, stay up top, and come down after. Sorry. Been driving GT3 a lot recently.
Sure.
Had a bit of flashback there. I was defending Tokyo.
He continues on still. Thomas Cope mentioning that missing the box feels worse when it's noticed by the broadcast. It is. It is. So you're so true, Thomas.
Yeah.
Of course, looking ahead to next week, we've got a few new series starting back up on Apex Racing TV. I think we've had BRSCC starts up, I think maybe even tonight, I'm not entirely sure. So yeah, that was earlier this evening. We've also got 2 new series starting on Apex Racing TV next week. We've got ARA Porsche Cup, a series that Thomas Cope has won races in before, and that will be on Tuesday. And that's got the elimination heat format. 60 drivers taking part. It will be a mega season. We really enjoy broadcasting that. That will be on Tuesday. And then on Thursday, we'll have the first round of ARL GT3 Trophy. Once again, 60 drivers for that. And yeah, always one of our most popular series to take part in. So do make sure to subscribe to Apex Racing TV and follow our socials as well on Instagram, Facebook and Twitter for the best clips and moments from our races. There's plenty of stuff from this race that we're going to be able to take video from.
Thomas Cope pointed out that the high line was wet. That's a really good point. That's what I get for sitting in this comfortable warm chair.
Yep. It's good to... thank you, Thomas, for keeping us on our toes and keeping us in line. So Tokyo into the pits. How close is he going to be? Oh, has he overshot that? Yes. Well,
I'll never do that.
In a race of small margins, that one could be costly. I would love... We still need animated pit crews, and we still need to be we need to be able to run over.
One thing is we have to remember the pit lane isn't drying as well as the track would.
Very true.
So there's going to be a lot of standing water.
So Zetka will retake the lead, but how close is Tokyo? He's quite far back. It was 17 seconds before, and it's definitely going to be smaller than that. but it's going to be a lot to make up in 26 minutes.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be about 7 seconds. Just at a guess.
There goes Zeka. That's not Torquay behind him. That's Torquay's in the turquoise car further back. And the gap is 8 seconds. So yeah, we did estimate 5 to 10. If it weren't for the overshot pit stall, maybe could have been as low as 6 seconds.
I think maybe 4 or 5 if he hadn't missed it. He really missed it. So I had a weird one at Daytona actually this week. It's literally this week. I mean, technically I didn't miss my box, but I was very late into the box and the guy was telling me to push back, but it took me up and gave me fuel. So the pit crew guy's waving his arm, you know, to, you've gone too far.
Okay.
But iRacing took me up and gave me fuel.
Was there any delay?
Nope.
In terms of going
No, because
out?
I tried to pull reverse because I'm coming in. I was like, oh, no, 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 no.
Sure.
And it was deep. So I was already spamming ready. It wouldn't let me pull it. The guy's pushing his arm. I'm trying to spam. And then I've realized everything's fine.
Sure.
Very strange. So I assume I was within iRacing's threshold, but just outside the crew chief's threshold. Oh,
That's a
look,
1x.
that was a slowdown, surely.
Can't afford to do too many of them.
See, I got very lucky. And this was like a 6.2k soft. You cannot be
Sure,
1,
yeah.
2 seconds, 3 seconds longer in the pits.
It doesn't seem to have slowed down at all, Zeko. It can get a bit iffy, can the slowdowns at this point in the race. Albeit, they are better the slowdown penalties now. Torquay, yeah, still 8.7 seconds back, so didn't seem like he lost any time.
First time you've seen spray in the dark. No, this ain't spray. This is a little bit. I've seen full spray in the dark, and from a driver's perspective, it's another level of difficult because you just can't really see the white lines, and that's what's going to get you. Especially T1. You come careering in, you cannot see. You touch the white line, and there's nowhere to go to get off of it.
Mail 1 minute 22 off the lead, but Koroshavin does need to make a pit stop still. Still, Mail will be a distant second. Van der Waals, what's happened to him? He's coming up as out on the timing tower. Uh-oh. We may have another retiree.
Yeah, I wonder what happened. Maybe...
And we might get an LMP2 on the overall podium.
I'm actually going to switch to that view.
David in chat saying, was fun to prep with the difficult conditions, made the wrong choice for the wet tyres, thanks for hosting. You weren't the only one, David. I
No,
think
not at all.
You didn't lose as much time as some other people. I think others committed to the wet tyres for too long. I think you realised your mistake and changed back to the dries. And best of luck for the 24. So Koenig up to second now. He started in 15th out of 17. He's up into second. And Koroshavin now 4th place overall. First place in the LMP2s, but does need to make another pit stop, so he might fall behind Clayson's. Once again, another shout out to Apex Racing Academy because their Daytona 24 offer went live earlier today. And so if you sign up at apexracingac.com/Daytona 2025, then you can get GTP setups for free, totally for free, these GTP setups. All you need to do is put in your email into the box that it has on that webpage, and then you will be emailed those setups for all the GTP cars. It's a fantastic offer, and even if you have got a GTP setup already, it is very much worth still signing up and just having a quick comparison and checking that you're definitely on the right way. And if you haven't got a setup yet, then this is a very easy way to get some easy pace. So do check out that web address below to sign up to the offer.
Yeah, it's a good set. At the moment, it's our leading favourite set at the moment in the Acura. We do not know the 24 BOP yet. It will come out. Well, I just saw some breaking news on my phone from Greg. Apparently it'll be available for this weekend's races, like the 6 hour and stuff. So hopefully tomorrow, Saturday morning, Friday night. Usually a week before, though. We usually get it 7 days before, and then on the Wednesday, the second bop. Yeah. Someone sent me something on the forums where apparently he's going to get it done for this weekend.
Korshavin with his last pit stop served. He's out on track, and he is well en route to pulling off a last to first. There were only 7 drivers, but I think it's still something to be proud of for Korshavin, who did not do well in qualifying, but took the lead fairly early on. Has not let go. He needs to win the race by 5 seconds. He's got a 5-second post-race penalty, but his gap is sizable at the moment. It's about 30 seconds. 34 seconds.
Why is he going so... Oh, I assume it's a drive-through, because otherwise, why is he so far?
Might be his second drive-through.
Ooh. Maybe that was just spray, but it looked like he was sideways.
But I don't think you usually drift a GTP through there.
No. Yeah, we both made the same manly noises, that's for sure. That's a nice livery. Look at that. Especially when the light hits. Look at those bands of orange and white. Look at that, like that.
Looks like a tiger's sent its claw through the car. I'd say that pattern.
Yeah, I like that.
It's an old design trick in terms of oh, someone's across the gravel where they're going to rejoin. The 999's just going for it, and there was a car there.
So the GT3 slowed because of the green car, and the GTP we were watching didn't. That's what it
was
looked like.
Avery who was off the circuit. Avery McDonald.
Shrug.
Still
I like
cool
that.
as a cucumber.
Yep.
And he has gone back to the pits today.
Ah, that's a shame. We'll try and get a replay of that, because it wasn't him that went off, right? It was the car in front of him.
No, I think he was the one who went off.
I could have sworn it was a green car that went off.
You might be right.
I think the LMP2 went off, the GT3 slowed, and the GTP was listening to Batter Hell by Meatloaf. I think. That's my guess. That's my guess. I saw very little.
Is a chance... Oh, actually, no, I was going to say is a chance that Clayton could get 3rd place, but he is going to get 3rd place because Van der Waals had a pit stop, maybe? Yeah, I might be being thick. Maybe I was just being thick. But anyway, Clayton's up into 3rd, despite several issues for him in this race. And he is ahead of Korshavin, so it does look like at the moment it's going to be a GTP 1-2-3, but Korshavin is only just behind in his LMP2. He's about 20 seconds behind this man for the overall 3rd position. Zecha 9.5 seconds ahead of Torquio as well. Looks like Zecha's got that one covered. Looked for a moment like Torquio had a lot more pace, but since Torquio's last pit stop, it seems like the pair of them have been quite even. Actually, Zecha pulled away by 2 seconds on that last lap.
Yeah, Zecha's doing a really good job. I don't know why he's 2.6k. We know Torquio's a very, very good driver. Okay, more replays coming in.
I say, ooh.
Wait, 2 cars went off. Oh, so it was...
In a way, Avery hasn't helped himself too much because he was almost on the racing line and then he tried to get off the racing line.
Yeah, there was 2 cars that... Wait, why is he going...
But he should have slowed down.
I don't know why the... I don't know. I'm a bit confused. He seemed to be going too slowly there. It's almost like he recovered and slowed. That was how it almost looked.
There's Petrosyan who was able to escape all of that, I believe. In terms of our picks, I think the less said, the better.
Yeah.
I went for Thompson, who finished in P11. So in a way, I've beaten you in the GTPs because you went for Schilling, P12. Now, my driver did kill your driver.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's like whether that plays into it.
It sounds like it does.
In the LMP2s, let's call that one a draw.
Okay,
in
a
that
draw.
one. LMP2s, my driver is losing. He's last, and your driver is second.
Yep.
So that's not going well for me. But in GTDs, my driver is second.
My driver's dead in turn 1.
Yeah. So I think overall we're done equally as badly.
Yes.
I think this is a draw.
Yes. Okay, LMP2s.
Oh, I've just realised Janman Puis, is on wets in the GTPs.
That's crazy, right? I mean, it could be some people's first time in the wet, we have to remember.
Oh, maybe he's not on the west much longer. I feel like he's only just gone on those wets. But maybe he tried them, thought, oh, hang on. There's a reason why I wasn't on these before, and has gone back. Or maybe this is a drive thing.
Thomas Cope is giving the point to me in GTP.
No, I was being nice. What are you talking about, Thomas? What are you doing? My driver beats Hibbs. He served his penalty.
And your driver
served his time.
literally beat my driver.
Well, if your driver went back out on track,
Okay,
then
okay.
maybe he would have won. So I don't appreciate that, Thomas. But I was being really generous there. And that'll teach me. The pace, by the way, the track is drier now than it has been since 10 minutes into the race. Lucas Fink just set a very decent lap time, only a second slower than his best of the lap. Best of the race, sorry. At one point in this race, they were 7 seconds slower. But the track is much, much better now. Apparently you're nicer than me. Comments, Thomas? Appreciate that, Thomas.
Thank you, Thomas.
Stephen having a bit of a rave.
Yeah, look at this. The bunny bop. Trying to work out what he's listening to. If he mouths the lyrics a bit better. Not sure.
I don't know if it would work for racing, but I think when I had an assignment to do at uni and I need to do it done quickly, I think I listened to Rude Sandstorm.
Oh.
And I think that made me work faster.
Yeah, that's
And
a
I was
great
quite
song.
sleep deprived, and it was in the morning, and I think it actually worked. So I don't know if he wants to maybe listen to that, and that might make him go faster. I've never tried it in when it comes to sim racing.
Okay, so a recap of our leaders. Lucas Fink, who's been leading for over half the race now. Feels like that way. Holding dominant lead. Stephen Koenig in P2, in LMP2. Dominic holding a very, very strong lead, it must be said. I'm not sure what happened to Tom Mao, but just one thing led to another and he made more mistakes. And then the closest of the battles is GTD. Steven Zecker holding a very strong lead to Torquay of 10 seconds. And obviously we recently lost Antonio Breton. So when I say we lost, he's lapping a bit down, unfortunately. Towed and then drive through.
Oh yeah, and Kevin Galvin now, the wet weather master, or the wet tire master, he's ahead of Avery McDonald now. I don't know what happened to Avery.
Avery had the accident at the bus stop just a moment ago.
Oh, it cost him that badly.
Yeah,
because he got hit. Yeah. So he is back running again. I'm just amazed it cost him that much time, but yeah. But Kevin might still need to pit again. He did pit a while back. I'm not sure how he'll need to make a splash, so he could still be close for 5th. And he is still on wet tyres. So that is a disadvantage, I think. The way he's not much faster. Thomas Cope just digging a hole for himself.
Yeah, I know.
Saying that Tim Cox is actually the best Apex presenter, an even better person in real life. Which
An
is
even better person, IRL.
shocking. And I've chatted to Thomas in real life on a couple of occasions.
Well, it didn't go well.
And it clearly didn't go well.
Clearly
I
you
thought
didn't
it
go
went
well.
all right.
No.
But
That's not how he remembers
no.
it.
So into the final 11 minutes now of the race. And it has felt like a long one.
It
the
has.
first hour
Yeah, first 55 minutes. I
was so
noticed.
chaotic.
It was, yeah. It was. Obviously, it was a shame to lose so many drivers in the rain, but that's why they're here, right? It was a condensed 24, especially with those weathers.
And I will say as well, the only weather settings that were set for the session was
25, lightly chance, yeah?
yeah, unlikely chance, I think.
Moderately lightly.
So there was a 15% chance of rain at the start of the race, and obviously 15 times out of 100 that means no rain. But on this occasion,
All 15.
there was a lot of rain.
There was.
Not throughout, but there was a lot of rain. As Fink comes into the pits for his last pit stop, a splash to finish off the race. Just set his personal best lap of the race, did Fink? 31.0. Track is getting drier and drier. There's not a spot of rain. There hasn't really been for the last 15 minutes.
When are we going to get all the car debris and punctures and things you have to avoid before it's swept away? I think they were talking about it.
Okay, yep.
So, like, yeah, for bumper brakes and Shat's carbon fibre, then you better not drive through that patch, otherwise, bye-bye tyre.
That seems harsh when we don't have safety cars.
Yep.
Don't drive on this curve for the next 23 hours, 55 minutes.
Yep.
Of course, it always comes up, and I'm a big supporter of safety cars.
Oh, I thought you were to say mechanical failure.
Not random ones.
Oh, okay,
like,
yeah.
Your
engine has stopped. It's like, oh, great.
Thanks. I would have random safety cars. That's my take. Is that I would have, rather than it being linked to an instant, I would say in Daytona 24, I don't know what it's like in real life, but I guess 3 safety cars per race.
Only for endurances, you mean? Not
Only for endurances, yeah. Well, I say that. I think it'd be fun if there was a 1 in 10 chance in an official that you have a safety car.
But in a throw fixed.
Well, in that short a race, anyone who's done oval knows how painful it is when you spend the whole race under caution. But yeah, I would have in the 24, I'd have a random chance of it being between 0 and 5 safety cars, and iRacing randomly deploys a safety car at different times. Obviously, it goes without saying, they would need to implement a system where it works for road racing, because it doesn't work for race racing. It doesn't work for multi-class racing, because if you launch a safety car with the iRacing system, you might lose a lap, depending on where the leader of the other class is. So like it couldn't be used now. But yeah, I'd be up for random stuff, and I wouldn't necessarily tie it to someone towing, for example.
Well, it can't. You can't tie it to crashes, because the system will just be gamed.
Yeah, you have
your 2 ART teams and your ARA on lap 26.
But then I guess there's loads of stuff like that on iRacing, right? Like you could take someone out, and just go, oh, that's a shame. But it's so protestable. Like it's like in real life NASCAR, you could deliberately spin and go, oh no, I spun. I was 20 seconds off the back of the pack. There's a caution now, but they say you can't do that. So I think if there was just a big enough penalty from iRacing, if it was protestable, then maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. It is really hard. If it's going to be automated safety car, it's very hard. I'm not sure. Plus, just like we don't always have to copy IRL. Deploy the safety car, fast forward time, grid us all up, put us back together, keep the gates the same, and then we get going in 10 seconds time, and the race is like, don't make us sit through 3 laps of Le Mans.
Sure.
I'm just saying.
Oh yeah, that'd be bad. Yeah.
Just saying. The pit lane's closed. I need fuel. It's like, well, the pit lane's closed. Like, what do I do? This was my pitting lap.
Is that what they do in IMSA in real life? Do they close the pit lane?
I really don't know. I honestly don't know. But yeah, in the Le Mans 24 Majors event, it was our pitting lap, and the safety car got deployed, and the pit lane was closed when we come up to it. So we just drove into it. Yeah. Because, well, we weren't going to make a whole lap of Le Mans on fumes. and we got a big penalty for it. And then the safety car also was put us a lap down. It was just, yeah. So it just doesn't work. LMP2 still look very quick compared to the... That is an LMP2 on a GTP, isn't it? No.
Oh, that's Grundle getting past Puis. Puis is the one on the wets, remember? So
Right, of course, yeah.
he is 10 seconds a lap slower. That is why he's being overtaken by the LMP2. Grundle is on the dries, though, and he is storming through. He's not going to get any more places, though. He's a long way behind David van der Velde. However, Elliot Hankins returned to the pits, and he's taking a suspiciously long amount of time in the pits. So I hope this isn't the end of the day for the CUDA e-motorsports driver. Ooh. Tom Mill, 37 seconds. Of course, 5-second penalty for Cora Chavan, but he is way too far back to take advantage of that.
So I might get a trophy shelf.
Yeah?
Been thinking about it since last night.
I just
don't know how big. Should I future-proof it? You know? Because I only need a little one for now.
Because you... So when I used to do karting, I got a fair few trophies, and I had a few shelves like attached to the wall. Didn't have like a cabinet or anything. But what becomes tricky is that you have some which are quite small, and you have some which are very tall.
Yeah.
And so you need to have a
I'm
shelf big
thinking like
enough to cater for.
10 foot by 7 foot high, 4 or 5 shelves, display,
7 foot. Yeah.
display glass.
Yeah.
I might get sliding doors,
Sure.
LEDs, obviously.
Maybe a walk-in.
Walk-in.
Yeah.
At the moment, to walk in to see 2. Okay. And a little headset you put on, and it tells you about each trophy and the backstory.
Oh yeah. You doing the voiceover.
Yeah. Perfect.
Whenever you have people round, just go, guys, I've got this, there's something I want to show you. And you just sit down, they sit down for an hour and a half about this presentation.
Yep.
You presenting it in person.
Oh, yeah. That's the premium version. I'll be doing the Raw. I've been thinking about it. It depends, how my weekend goes. I'll do LMP3 if I do it. But yeah, not sure.
I would have done it, but I've got Porsche GB to win. So.
Oh, what day is Saturday?
Sunday.
Sunday.
I could probably still do it, but I think...
if it's been, just DM me, so I don't forget. I want to watch the broadcast.
You won't see me.
It's so ill.
Unless I take out the leaders when I'm being lapped. I'll be so slow. Grundle into the pits. Last pit stop for him.
Looks like a drive-through, surely.
Oh, maybe it's a drive. Well, you'd hope it's a drive-through, yeah.
Yeah, because otherwise he's just...
He's pretty close to the inside. No, it is just a drive-through, yeah. So, Priest gets back past him on the wet tyres. This could be a very... Oh, has he hit the wall?
Another one. Yeah, I think I heard it.
He might catch up to Puis still. He's got quite a bit of traffic to deal with, but he's 3.5 seconds back. Yeah, he'll catch up to Puis. With a couple of laps to go. Into the pits comes Koenig. He's got a drive through as well, it looks like. 20 incidents they are limited to, but it was every 10 after that, and I feel like a lot of these guys are... Oh no, it is a splash at the end. Needs to be a quick one, otherwise he will go 3 laps down. And the splash will become redundant, because he wouldn't have had to have done the extra lap anyway.
Poor guy splashing this close to the end.
I guess the track's dried out, and he's used more fuel, with it being drier. And that's why he's underfueled.
I was heartbroken in one of my first IMSA wet transitional races, honestly.
Suzuka, wasn't it?
Suzuka.
Yeah.
I was absolutely, for once in my life, cooking. Unmatchable pace. LMP2, feeling way too confident. Gap in P2. I'm like, I don't understand what could stop me. And then it dried out. And I looked at my fuel post-pit, so I was like, what? What do you mean 4.5 litres? I was like, okay, I'll try and save. Then you do 1 lap, and I'm like, I can't save this.
Yeah.
What have I done? And yeah, when I looked at all the data, you're right, 100% right. tracks like Suzuka, where there's all that traction point, you can barely put the throttle down in the wet, and in the dry, you're throttling everywhere. And I had pitted when it was wet. Heartbroken. It still haunts me.
So Grundle's got back past Priest. Hankins out of the race, but will still be ahead of Grundle and Priest. They won't be able to catch him by the end.
What is he doing, man?
Get back on the track. Zabalza.
It wasn't just a hip check. He took the widest entry and then swung with the widest mid and then just boom into him. Just, yeah, completely mistimed.
Does look like Clayson's going to lose to Korshavin, by the way. Korshavin's going to finish on... Oh, no, sorry, I'm wrong. I'm a lap out. Korshavin will be 4th. This man, Clayson, will be 3rd for Olympus.
We'll see. Could be a 5-second pen. It was dumb. It was just poorly timed, and all that swinging wasn't needed.
So the leaders just started their last lap as Lucas Fink just about forced another one. It looks like all our battles have been sorted. Zercher is 17 seconds ahead of Tokyo. That was the one that was under a bit of question. Zabalza 7 seconds ahead as well of Tokyo. I feel like Zabalza messed up something, right? I think he overshot his pistol or something. Otherwise, he may have had a chance. He's actually had good pace. Really, Zercher didn't have... The part of the race where Zercher won it was sort of between an hour and an hour 30. He seemed to...
So were you white flag?
We are white flag. And yeah, the first ever Ferrari 499P race on Apex Racing TV. Looks like it's going to win on debut at the hands of Lucas Fink, who really... I cannot remember him making a mistake. And we've had so many GTP leaders in the first hour who did make mistakes. And Fink, who was a long way back, 20, 30 seconds off the lead at one point.
Proper solid drive.
Very
really solid.
I would want this man to be my teammate in Daytona 24.
Yep.
He has been really, really strong. And he's going to round the final corner. And in the 2025 edition of the Apex Racing League Raw before the 24, it is Lucas Fink to take the victory in the GTP class by 2 laps. He has mastered the changeable conditions. The next winner across the line will be in the LMP2s, Dominic Korshavin, who is also making his debut. I think we're going to have 3 rookies in ARL who are going to win races, and this man started from last. And despite a 5-second penalty that will be added to his time, he's got plenty of space to Tom Mail. And for Okuni RT, he is going to take the LMP2 victory at Daytona.
Yeah, well deserved. Obviously, the penalties applied, so all is forgiven. And Zetcher with a very solid drive and a very competitive pack, with an I rating half of that of the people chasing him delivered. It's really solid, actually. Good pits, good. Everything was nailed to keep that gap at the distance he wanted it from Tokyo. Because we know Tokyo is not slow.
Tokyo, I think, may have been running out of fuel at the end. He really was losing a lot of time. And Zabalza, not far away, but Tokyo finishes in 2nd place. Zabalza in 3rd. I wonder if Tokyo maybe underfueled a little bit because, yeah, he was ailing in that vet near the end. And I think the last driver to finish, and he's saying something. Maybe the rave has got lyrics now. Not quite sure. But Stephen Koenig, sorry. And he's very happy to finish the race in 2nd position. Well done to him and his team heaped together. Plenty of lessons learned, I think, for the drivers out there. And a lot of drivers who will be hoping that it doesn't rain, I think, for Daytona 24, because it was tricky out there.
Oh, well, they learned a lesson. They learned what works, what doesn't work. It was tough with the tyre choice, right? Because the rain never intensified to put them on the wets. And so, yes, while they were quicker, the danger was higher. So I think they did well. But, yeah, the GTP drivers need to dial it back 70, 80% on that phase because, yeah, you're not quicker if you crash.
Yes, it was really, really demanding out there for the drivers. We will hopefully get a couple of interviews with drivers as well. So to get their feedback, it would be really interesting to see what they thought about the event. But I mean, whilst we've got a moment, let's talk about next week, because we've got Apex Racing League GT3 Trophy.
Yep.
Coming back next week.
Where's round one?
Round one is...
I feel like you're looking this up and not knowing.
No, I'm just leaving a bit of a pause and looking at my laptop. Daytona.
Oh, new track to the service, is it?
Yeah.
Debut track for ARL.
Yeah, so I'll talk you through it.
Let me guess, it's at night.
Yeah.
0% chance of rain.
It is 0%
Okay.
chance of rain.
We've never done that at Daytona on ARL.
Not this year. No.
Not this year.
Yeah, that's the big...
Last month, though.
Last month, yeah. Yeah, it will be 3 consecutive studio broadcasts.
Oh, I know.
Daytona.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I know. Thanks. You wasn't here for one of them, I think.
I'm not sure. But yeah, it's a few. But then we've got Suzuka, we've got Red Atlanta, Hockenheim, Spa, Donington, Long Beach, and Imola.
Oh, Imola. Long Beach as well. Donington. Whoa.
Yeah. We got an interview. It is Avery McDonald who joins us now. Avery, congratulations. That is a strong 6th place finish for yourself there. How was that? It must have taken years off your life, because that seemed very demanding out there, very stressful.
Oh yeah, I think I've gotten like years off my life there. It was tough. I mean, I did a little practice with the rain, but it wasn't like enough rain to put on the wet tires. But man, it was a lot of fun.
Absolutely. Were you ever close to going on the wet tires? Because it seemed like you stayed on the dries throughout.
I don't think I was close. I made the call wrong the last time I ran in the wet, and so I just stuck with the dry tires. I saw the leaders were still out, and I'm like, they probably didn't take dries, or didn't take wets.
Yeah, and you're absolutely correct. Like it seemed like as long as you could keep it on the track, which obviously a lot of drivers couldn't do, but you were able to keep it on the track, and it seemed like the dry tires were the way to go. Talk us through that instant late on in the race. You were a bit unlucky because it looked like you were going to beat Kevin quite comfortably, but then had an instant at the bus stop. Talk us through what happened there, and the contact and the damage that resulted.
Oh, I just kind of screwed up. I don't know if I panicked a little bit. I don't race much anymore. I usually go in the booth or something, but just kind of panicked a little bit. But we're all learning for next week, and that's the main goal for us. I knew going into this race I was probably one of the lowest iRacing drivers, so I just tried to learn something. But we ended up 6th, so I was pretty happy with that.
Definitely, yeah, that's a very good result. And what team are you racing with for the 24? And how confident are you feeling? What car are you driving as well?
We'll be running the Porsche, and we'll be running the Team AMS 808, aka Team Bob car. That car, we ran this team for the first ever 24, so we brought it back last year. So they're just a bunch of oval guys that come in and do a sports car race every once in a while. But big shout out to Kevin. That was a lot of fun racing with him. I wish I could have battled a little closer with him, but he was really good. Really kept me on my toes.
Absolutely. Well, thanks for having a chat with us, Avery. Is there anyone you want to give a shout out to?
I'll give first off big shout out to Apex Racing Academy for building a really good setup. I really appreciate all the work they do. Obviously, everybody at Apex Racing TV. I'm usually on the other side of the booth, but they want to thank our couple sponsors, Extreme Scoring, for they provide our league with scoring software. I know Apex Racing League uses it as well. And then probably we got to thank Leffler Wealth Management. They're financial advisors. They support us, but just thanks to all my friends at AMS, and we're excited for next week, and I'm excited to go to the real one in a couple weeks time. So
awesome. Well, thanks for joining us, Avery, and I'm sure we'll speak soon, and hopefully we'll see you back in the car as well before too long.
Absolutely. Thanks, everybody. Tune in Monday night for the Rick Tech series. I'll be on the call with Ginsburg. So thanks guys. Have a good one.
Nice. GG's, mate.
That was Avery McDonald there, and do certainly tune in to Rick Tech to hear more from him.
Right,
who would you like to drag up?
I will pull in the guy I've met a few times, Mr. Tom Mao. Hello, Tom. Can you hear me, mate?
Hey, David.
Hey, buddy, how was it? It looked wet. Talk me through it.
Yeah, it was quite fun, to be honest. The first stint, I think it was, where the rain came down and there wasn't an initial dry line. It was quite fun to be on the dry tire in the wet.
Yeah. I bet.
Yeah, but it was just quite wet and very greasy out there. And I think if you got the line nailed and got it into your head what you needed to do, which I think P1 did, yeah, you were just kind of home and away. And I kind of didn't quite get the line into my head. Still was trying to figure it out even at the end.
Yeah, it looked like that 3D curb out of 1, 2-3 looked awkward in the prototypes in the wet. It looked like if you tracked out and got over that curb, it was a high risk of death. How did you find those 3D curbs?
Yeah, I actually, I don't know if you caught it on the broadcast, but towards the end, I actually span over it and was very, very close to hitting the wall. So yeah, that was.
Did wonder where you lost to some of the time. No, we didn't catch that. You got a slowdown on lap 1, was that correct? Because you were in contention at the beginning there. Was that a slowdown?
Yeah, that was just kind of poor racecraft from me. The dirty air, wasn't really expecting so much understeer, and especially in the officials next week, it will be really kind of important not to get the first lap slowdown. Yeah,
100%. It can be quite brutal to serve, especially if you've got 10, 11 LMP2s right behind you. But Pete, so you never went to the wet tyres, right? You stayed on dry the whole time?
Yeah, I think dries was the correct choice. I had one of my teammates actually spectating the race and giving me some information on the rain. And when he told me, it's not going to get much heavier than this, I was like, we have to stay out. Wets are not gonna play out as the correct tyre.
And it looked like old dries were better than new dries. I saw you not taking tyres every now and then. Was that a decision you was pleased with?
I'm just going to say no comment on that. We might use that during the race. So let's
no comment. Okay. Let's. Okay, I didn't notice anything then. But no, yeah, congrats. It looked like a very tough race. So you're doing the 24 then?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Awesome. All right, well, best of luck in that. I hope to see you out there, although you'll probably be a split higher. But yeah, nice catching up with you, Tom. And yeah, congrats on the P2. And yeah, we'll catch up soon and good luck on the 24. Does anyone like to give a shout out to?
I guess the whole Thursday 4 team, Ali, for helping to develop these setups. I guess I should shout out my teammates, Mojanko, Kyle Abrahamson, Morten Argerson. I think that's all of them. Mo
used to drive with Mo. Yeah, used to drive with him at, I forget the team name. You two were in a team together 5 years ago, right?
Yeah, Vulcan Sim Racing. He's just got back into it. I've dragged him into this one. He's as quick as ever.
Yeah,
so
great.
We'll be good to see him back out there.
Yeah, it'll be great to see. All right, mate. All the best. Catch up soon.
Cool. Cheers, David. Bye.
Cheers, mate. Bye. Tom Mal there. Nice guy, fast guy. And yeah, it's nice to hear. Yeah, I haven't heard the name Mo Jenko in Mo was at the Sim Centre as well, a long time ago. I think for the first open day I was at.
Sure. Let's next drag up. Let's have a chat with Stephen Kernick, who was our P2 finisher in the GTPs and also our highest gainer as well. 13 places gained for Stephen. Congratulations, Stephen. You seemingly dealt with those conditions really well whilst a lot of other drivers were spinning off. You kept it in a straight line pretty much the whole way.
It was interesting. My mates were telling me, no, got to brake a bit earlier, and to be honest, I was going through a life crisis because I was braking in the exact same places I normally race at. So it's like, hang on, I'm doing something horribly wrong that I'm not altering anything. But hey, it was a lot of fun. I had a ton of fun out there. The ears worked at least, so I could hear everything. But yeah, it was. I enjoyed the tricky conditions. I won't lie.
That's good to hear that you enjoyed the conditions. Talk us through the ears. Did you just pop them on one race and did well and thought this is a good luck charm? Like, yeah, what was the backstory with that?
Right, well, there was going to be. I've got a full like hat that's got like a husky. That was the original idea, but in South Africa it was too hot, so we opted for the ears. And before the race, went and asked a couple of mates. Said, what does everyone think? Everyone went and said, "Nah, man, you can't do that. It's not fun." And so I just cable tied the ears and thought if I could get a laugh out of the crowd and after the everyone in the broadcast, then it's done a good job. I know last year with the WSR, I'm sitting at the back any case, so I thought to have a bit of fun with the production crew, and I had teddy bears on my right shoulder the whole time, and every race I swapped out the teddy bear. Maybe the ears are going to be the same. Swap out the ears, swap out, more fun for the production crew. Consider, coming from commentary, it's always a bit of fun.
Definitely. Well, you set
I'm
a
still
standard
amazed.
now, so we are expecting when you do return that there will be a new set of ears on your head for the next time. When it comes to the 24, are you racing in it, and are you feeling more or less confident after today?
More confident. Daytona and I have never been the best of friends. It's been one of those difficult tracks. But I'm feeling a little bit more confident. My team had a little bit of a rough race. Ironically, the cars that we all picked was actually drawn straws. And I drew the short straw of the BMW, where everyone was saying, oh no, it's not going to do any well. In the dry, it sucked. It seemed like in the greasy, it worked. So a bit more confidence on that, a bit more work, but plenty more Daytona to go. So we've got the 24 coming up. We've still got the Raw before the 24. That's going to be in the LMP3. That's going to be a lot of fun. I know Dave's going to be excited about that one. But I've got to say, this is a boost to the confidence. But without my team, without my missus, who was in my ear the whole day, and I don't think I would have gotten anywhere. I actually found out what position I was after I crossed the line, and my team shouted at me because I said, at least I got a top 6.
Well, it was a lot more than that, and congratulations on the really strong result today. Anyone you want to give a last shout out to besides the ones that you did a moment ago?
Other than my family, my teammates, big thanks to BBG Constructions, Tasman Cars, which is my dad building race cars, and big shout out to all our other partners, Red Star Raceway here in South Africa, and Omnis Gaming, Inits Apparel, and Switch Energy Drinks. Thanks guys, really appreciate all the support, and onwards to the next one. Thank you very much, Thrustmaster, for not dying on me.
Yeah, nice job, mate.
Yeah, congratulations, Stephen. We'll see you in the next one.
Thank you very much, guys. Thanks, Apex. You guys rock.
Stephen Kernick there, your P2 finisher in GTP. That might be about it, I think, because we've already gone through quite a few. Let's have a chat actually with Kevin Galvin. Would you like to have a chat?
Yep. Yeah. Bring him in. Kelvin, how you doing? Can you hear me?
How's it going, guys? Yeah, got you there now.
Yeah, excellent. P5, congratulations in the Porsche. So I bet you was happy driving the Porsche in the wet. Usually quite good. How did it go?
Oh, I'm happy driving the Porsche in any weather. I mean, it's one of the nicest cockpits you can see. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I mean, as I know that Avery was saying earlier, he's one of the lowest rated iRacing drivers. I think I'm definitely down there with him in the depths. But like, I suppose the thing is, when you have such a low rating coming into a race, you kind of have low expectations, which kind of means that you're not overly pushing, you're not overly too aggressive. And for all of us, this is just practice really for going into, the big event in 2 weeks' time. And it was fantastic. And I just want to commend you guys and for first of all the broadcast, which is fantastic and always is on Apex Racing. But the way the race was set up was really, I just really enjoyed it. Like, you were kind of constantly checking the weather, you were constantly trying to figure out what was going to happen, looking at the clouds in the sky when you got an opportunity. And like, I switched to the wet tire. Was that the best idea? I don't know, but it was a really fun race. I really enjoyed that.
Oh, that's excellent. Have you done many endurances before?
Yeah. Yeah, well, like with Wildfire, we're in our 5th year now, so we're going to have to do some sort of commemorative paint in Wildfire Racing. So Le Mans 2020 was the first one. And been doing pretty much since. I spent 8 months recently traveling the world, so I was away from the sim. So this is kind of the first actual proper endurance race I've done since Sebring last year. So really good fun to get back in the seat, and yeah, like a few lessons learned definitely, but mainly just confidence building ahead of Wednesday or ahead of Saturday week.
Mate, it was a very solid result. Like you say, you're 1.5k rated, you made it to the end of the race, P5, solid, and that's what endurance is about. You got to finish them. Like you say, tyre choice, whether it was the right choice or not, end of the day, you made it. Everyone else, well, a lot of people were facing the wrong way in the wall. So yes, you should commend your decisions there. Very good stuff. And yeah, good luck in the 24. Is there anyone like to give a shout out to?
Well, obviously to yourselves for the broadcasts as always. I've been on both sides of the desk, so I know how difficult your guys' jobs is as well. Just to shout out to the lads at Wildfire, really. Wildfire Racing, you can have a look at us. We're online if you're interested. And none of us are particularly alien speed. I'd say the fastest one is maybe 2.2 or highest rating. But as you say, David, it's literally about staying clean, staying consistent, and just having fun and really enjoying it. And we're not really pushing for mad lap times, but we have a nice group of guys where we just really enjoy our racing. We take it seriously. We don't, we're not there to wreck anybody or to cause hassle, but we know we're not going to be the quickest on track. So it's all about the enjoying, staying clean, and hopefully getting to the finish line, which is what I managed to do this evening.
That's brilliant stuff, mate. Again, congratulations. And yeah, I hope your 24 goes great, mate. And again,
thank you very much, guys. Thank you very much.
Thank
and
you.
Thanks again for the stream.
Yep.
Kevin Galvin there, who did very well
indeed,
in 5th position. Well, I think that will be it for us, because it is awfully late for
past my bedtime
of our drivers. Oh yeah, well past mine. Yeah, really fun event, and of course we might be broadcasting more of these events in future, so do make sure to check out the Apex Racing League Discord. There's a link to that in the description below, because if you go on that, that's the best place to find out if there are any events hosted by Apex Racing League. Also check out the Apex Racing League and the Apex Racing TV social medias as well, to get more details on those events coming up. Of course, next week we have Apex Racing League GT3 Trophy, so make sure to tune in on that. But in the meantime, do make sure to leave a like on this video and subscribe to the channel to watch many more streams. But for now, from myself, Sam Fitzpatrick, from David Sampson, and everyone here at the Apex Racing TV Esports Studio, we'll say goodbye, and we'll see you back next week.
Ciao.